여기서 생기는 궁금증 하나. 다양한 컨셉트 중 삼국지와 미소녀 장수의 만남은 어떻게 해서 이루어지게 된 것일까요?
단순히 삼국지 장수를 여성화하였다에 그치는 것이 아니라 탄탄한 스토리와 더불어 각 캐릭터마다의 설정과 개성이 매우 매력적이기 때문에 유저들은 타 삼국지 게임에서는 느낄 수 없는 유니크함을 맛보실 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
한편 다음 게임은 연인 삼국포 카카오의 정식 서비스를 기념해 오는 10월 15일까지 다채로운 이벤트로 유저들을 맞이할 계획입니다.
앞으로 보다 안정적이면서도 게임 본연의 재미를 느낄 수 있는 게임이 될 수 있도록 유저분들과 적극적으로 소통하며 노력해 나가는 모습 보여드리겠습니다.
삼국지와 미소녀 장수의 짜릿한 만남, 연인 삼국포 카카오의 더욱 자세한 내용은 공식 카페를 통해 확인하시기 바랍니다. 헝그리의 TV 헝그리의 TV 드래곤플라이로 이름을 알린 게임 개발사 넥스트플로어가 창립 3주년을 맞아 기업의 아이덴티티가 담긴 영상을 공개해 화제가 되고 있습니다. 넥스트플로어는 지난 2012년 9월에 설립된 모바일 게임 개발사인데요. 대표작 드래곤플라이 때는 누적 이용자 수 2,500만 이상을 기록하며 출시 3년이 지난 지금도 인기리에 서비스되고 있고 엘브리사, 나이츠 오브 플랜 등 다양한 게임들을 출시하고 있습니다. 홈페이지를 통해 공개한 이번 영상은 게임을 소재로 넥스트플로어가 설립부터 현재까지 추구하고자 하는 게임의 가치 및 방향성 등을 감성을 자극하는 한 편의 드라마 형식으로 풀어냈는데 넥스트플로어를 소년으로 표현해 유년 시절 그가 즐겼던 게임의 추억과 게임이 지닌 근본적인 즐거움을 게임 제작자가 된 후에도 고민한다는 내용을 담고 있고요. 게임은 세대를 초월해 즐기는 사람과 만드는 사람 모두에게 즐거움을 줄 수 있어야 한다고 강조하고 있습니다. 특히 영상의 마지막 부분에서는 지긋한 나이가 된 노인이 과거 어린 시절 즐겼던 게임을 태블릿으로 즐기는 장면이 연출돼 뭉클한 감동을 전달하는데요. 마치 20, 30년 후 게임을 즐겼던 현실의 우리의 모습을 어렴풋이 그려지는 것 같죠? 창립 3주년을 맞은 넥스트플로어 정말 축하드리고요. 앞으로도 더욱 좋은 게임을 개발해 주시길 바랍니다. 헝그리의 TV 헝그리의 TV 고블린 배시 3D 액션 퍼즐 게임 몬스터 클리너에 신규 업데이트를 진행했다고 밝혔습니다. 몬스터 클리너는 몬스터의 별 몬스타에서 그들의 성전으로 가는 길이 막히자 길을 뚫기 위해 떠나는 여행 과정을 담고 있는 3D 액션 퍼즐 게임인데요. 지난 9월 첫 출시된 후 최근 카카오 게임하기까지 정식 서비스를 실시하며 발빠른 업데이트를 진행해오고 있습니다. 이번 업데이트는 기존 캐릭터 레벨에 따라 0.5에서 0.1초까지 차이 나던 블럭 제거 시간을 모두 0.1초로 바꾸어 낮은 등급의 레벨에서도 보다 재미있게 게임을 즐길 수 있게 됐고요. 추가로 계정 능력을 업그레이드할 수 있는 시스템도 새롭게 도입됐다고 하네요. 색다른 땅파기 게임으로 좋은 반응을 얻고 있는 고블린 배의 몬스터 클리너 포 카카오. 앞으로도 많은 관심 부탁드립니다.
헝그리의 TV 헝그리의 TV
지오팝스가 모바일 캐주얼 게임 패션왕 똥포 카카오를 정식 출시했습니다. 패션왕 똥포 카카오는 모바일 메신저에서 여성들에게 선풍적인 인기를 끈 캐릭터 똥을 활용한 모바일 캐주얼 게임인데요. 여성들이 무난히 즐길 수 있는 3퍼즐 캐주얼 게임을 기본으로 여러 가지 미니게임을 제공하고 있습니다. 또한 스테이지를 통과할 때마다 패션왕이 되어가는 똥의 성장 이야기를 다뤄 높은 몰입감을 제공한다고 하네요.
하단에 미니게임을 추가하여 미니게임을 통해 골드와 루비도 얻으실 수 있습니다. 컬렉션을 모으면서 뚱이가 점점 많은 옷들을 많이 만들고 그걸 통해서 패션왕이 되는 게 저희의 가장 큰 특징입니다.
특히 패션왕 뚱은 대만 안드로이드 마켓에서 선출시된 바 있는데요. 출시 일주일 만에 인기 무료 게임 1위에 오르는 등 좋은 성과를 낸 바 있으며 중국에서 올 상반기 10대 캐릭터로 선정되는 등
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus. The best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo! Daming pang Facebook at Instagram!
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days.
Hey guys!
May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.
Can anyone stop Samsung White? Will this really happen? Big save and missed it! Kaboom! They flipped the fuse, and I can't believe it! Triple to Bruzy, and that's gonna be the game! And Samsung White are the 2014 World Champions!
Wow, that was pretty nice. So, guys, welcome. This is the Pro Gaming Series 2016 Spring Promotional Tournament Finals. I am GS Sasarai with an I, and of course, alongside here with me is yes, and well, just again, wow, I'm very excited to see Worlds already, man.
Dude.
But of course,
5 days, 5 days.
5 days, guys. But of course, before that, we would like to see which team from these two is it going to be Celestial Gaming or Explicit Hardcore Gaming, or Celestial Team rather, who will go up into the ladder and become a Pro Gaming Series team.
Yes, this is the finals, right?
Yes, of course, it is the finals. And of course, guys, we would like to remind you tomorrow is the LCL finals as well. It will be held at the Imperium Esports Bar and Video Gaming Lounge at 1 p.m. There's also the on-site ticket selling available tomorrow for you guys who want to join there. There is, of course, pag sumali kayo doon, we are giving some pretty good raffle giveaways. Raffle about the community match against Garena Staff. That'll be GM Kairu X, I believe, as well as GGK, GS Riku, GG Sphere, and I'm not sure about the other dude. I'll just update you on that. We also have the community match against Imperium Pro Team. So if you guys are fans and want to try out one of the best teams in the Philippines, be sure to go into the on-site and see if your luck will give you some pretty good matches. We also have a giveaway that is the Razer gaming gears. Yeah, so be hyped, guys, because it is for you who are on the on-site event. Also, guys, syempre Project Vengeance ang theme ng ating LoL Collegiate League, so we're giving away the project skins. Hindi lang Yasuo, we're also giving away the 6 skins. That is the Fiora, the Lucian, the Yasuo, the... Who else do we have? I forgot. Wait, we also
They're
have
all there. They're all up on screen. Right behind you.
We have the Leona, the Zen, and of course the Project Master Yi. Medyo nalito ako sa pangalan nila because I saw this one, I think concept skin sa PGS Rift. It was a Project Quinn. Kaya medyo nag-jumble yung ano ko. Alright, we also have the live stream Project Bundle giveaway. That is the same thing I said, but for you live stream viewers out there. So if you're not able to attend, you still have a chance to win the skins. So with all is said and done, let's get into the match. First game between, or rather in a best... Okay. In a best of 3 series between Celestial and Explicit Hardcore Gaming.
Yeah, so let's get right to
Or-
it. And
yeah.
on the blue side, we will be having Celestial with the red side being Explicit Hardcore Gaming. So right off the bat, let's take a look at the pick and bans, the bans rather. So we do see Celestial going for that Riven, Echo, and Olaf. So the Echo and Olaf are targeting that top lane and that jungle. So both the top lane and jungler are probably the better players on this Explicit Hardcore Gaming team. So that's Icaros and Her Only. Her Only, of course, being J2 Betrayal Ruin. So if you guys have been fans for a while, he was part of the team in Spring Split 2015. So they did get relegated. However, he's back for vengeance. Now, this time in that jungle role. So let's take a look at what Explicit has banned. They have banned away the Zed, the Blanc, and Yasuo. So all target bans onto Zed Blanc. Very appropriate that the Zed and the LeBlanc were banned.
Yeah, because his name is Zed Blanc. And
Yeah.
last week against, I believe it was Diamond
V2.
Yeah, Zed Blanc rather,
Yeah.
had a pretty good showing with his Zed. The pickoff plays was real, and Diamond V2 weren't able to react fast enough. And this was one of your predictions
Yeah.
that you were talking about a while ago. And Dario picking up the Twisted Fate.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the pick and ban. So all of them are going for probably their best picks at the moment, and I can't blame them. This is a really high pressure match. A lot is on the line. A ticket directly into the Pro Gaming Series is on the line for whoever wins this best of 3 series. And Celestial taking no chances right there, going for that first pick Tom Kench. For all of you that don't know, Hindi Mo Baalam is probably one of the best junglers in the Philippines and one of the scariest Tom Kench jungles. Like, you don't see Tom Kench that much, however, the way this guy plays it, it's scary.
Yeah.
He goes for that Devourer, gets that Satan, and he just does so much damage, while at the same time being so annoying with that W, eating his allies and eating you. So much damage right there.
Yeah. Granted though, that Explicit didn't ban out the Nocturne, because last week Diamond V2 in all their matches against Celestial always banned out his Nocturne, because he's not only a Tom Kench player, he's also a Nocturne main.
Yeah, really.
So you don't want to give him his assets in the jungle, but they actually let it slip. Will it be enough though? Because
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
And meanwhile, on the Explicit side, the most notable picks are that is that early rotation Gangplank being locked in for Icaros. Icaros has had a lot of success with Gangplank, and I expect him to play really well in this top lane. And it's going to be interesting to see what Celestial decide to take as their counter. 15 seconds on the map, on the clock. Go to Sleep, by the way, is also known as Lolix Gluttony, also known as Imperium Protein Blue Teru.
Yes.
So he's back with vengeance, and let's see how he'll fare against this Gangplank of Icaros.
Yeah.
And, going for that Maokai, so a very interesting matchup, very safe. Maokai rather has seen a lot of less play in the meta, so it's going to be really interesting to see how Maokai fares in this bruiser carry heavy meta.
Yeah, because like Maokai was also nerfed, I think 5.18, 5.17, that his ultimate, the Vengeful Maelstrom, did get a higher cooldown. So the plays on that ultimate of his is a little bit less.
Yeah, so he
You could
won't
say
be
like
able to
that.
absorb all that magic damage coming in from that Explicit team. Those Gangplank barrels, those TF wildcards, the Morgana vines.
Yeah, plus like the new items as well, I think, you know, do complement, like you've said, the more top lane bruisers. Maokai, I think, against the Gangplank, especially with the barrels, would play a bit more passive.
Yeah, it's going to be really
See what
interesting
happens.
to see how this matchup works out.
Ooh.
And okay, so that is a Jarvan as the last pick for Explicit, going in the jungle for Her Only. And with that pick, both rosters have been locked in. And let's take a look at these rosters actually, as you've got two really distinct playstyles coming in from both sides. Meanwhile, on the Explicit side, you have a very siege and poke oriented comp. With the same time, you have the opportunity for the pick from that TF and from that Morgana and from the Jarvan. While if you look at the Celestial side, you have a very teamfight oriented comp with that Maokai just wanting to go in, absorb all that damage, with a Tom Kench who just has so much teamfight presence as well. And that Braum, of course, that passive, the concussive blows, just so annoying. Makes him probably the best support in the meta right now.
Yeah, especially with the Lucian passive combo.
Yeah,
it
definitely
does give you a bit more kill potential in the lane, as well as harass potential. And his Unbreakable is very good in countering this siege type that the Explicit Gaming did create with the Tristana. So we'll see what happens with that, as we are gonna just wait a little bit as we do get into the Summoner's Rift. So again, guys, this is the Pro Gaming Series 2016 Spring Promotional Tournament Finals. Any of these two teams has the possibility to be an instant Pro Gaming Series team, and this is a best of 3 series for them to fight it out. Who do you think would probably have the opening or the aggressive game one rather?
I definitely feel like Celestial will be going balls to the walls, just trying to make so many aggressive plays in this early game. Like the Hindi Mobile, he's just a really good jungler, while Tom Kench is rather slow in that early game. I feel like he can make that early game work out, and that's really the core of Celestial's playstyle, just having the jungle snowball the other lanes and just winning it from there. So they really need to make those aggressive plays in the early game. However, meanwhile, if you take a look at the Explicit side, Baguio's Pride right there, her only has also done a lot of work in that jungle in their past games. He has really strong synergy with their solo laners, with Icaros and with Andariel. So how it's really, in my eyes, a battle of the junglers. Whoever can set the tempo in that jungle, whoever can control the game and get those ganks in that jungle position is going to win them the game. So definitely the players to watch out for are those junglers in this best of 3 matchup.
That's true. As well as when these two teams hit their level 6 ultimates, Explicit Gaming has twice the amount of global pressure than Celestial because of only the Maokai having the teleport and Zed Blanc with the Ignite Flash. And then for Explicit, they have the Destiny of the Twisted Fate with the Gangplank ultimate as well as his own teleport. So we might see a bit more pressure coming in from Explicit Gaming once they hit level 6. That might be the chance that they're looking for to be a bit more aggressive.
Like around the 8-minute mark, expect an explosive play coming in from Explicit. Expect the Twisted Faith to gank bottom. Expect them to set up for that early dragon, roughly around the 8-minute mark. 8-minute, because that's usually when both the top laners get their teleports up again from taking that level 1 camp, and that's also when the players start to hit level 6, when the solo laners start to hit level 6, and when the jungler gets level 6. So the 8 minutes really important part of the game, and I feel like that's where Explicit needs to assert their dominance in order to win the game.
Yes.
As if we take a look at that mid game, I feel like that slightly goes in favor of the Celestial side, where Tom Kench starts to complete the Devourer, and you have the Lucian who, once he gets the 2-item power spike, and the Ari who gets the 2-item power spike, are just much more stronger compared to that Tristana and that TF in that mid game. So it's going to be really important to play around those timing attacks, and whoever plays around these timing attacks better is going to win this game.
That's true, but as the late game does progress, it's going to be
it
going...
does favor back in towards...
Explicit Gaming, because of the Gangplank, because of this Tristana and the Twisted Fate just dealing a very good amount of damage, or an insane amount of damage rather, in the late game when they do get their items. So guys, before we do get into the game, again, the reminders for tomorrow is the LoL Collegiate League Finals at the Imperium Esports Bar and Video Gaming Lounge. We also have the on-site ticket selling. It starts at 1 p.m. The event also starts at 1 p.m. And when you do get the tickets, you do get a chance to have or to join the community match against Garena staff. That will be GS Riku, Garena Kate, Garena Neme, Garena, GG Sphere as well. Not sure about the fifth
Kairu?
man. Oh yeah, GM Kairu. I'm so sorry, man. If you're watching this, please do not get mad with me. You also have a community match against Imperium Pro Team. So if you guys are fans of that team, or just want to have a taste of what it is to go against the pro players, be sure to go into the on-site event. We also have Razer Gaming Gear giveaways at the on-site event, and also the oh so sweet Project Bundle giveaway. That is... Oh, na pala sa screen sa likod ko. It's the, of course, the legendary skin, the Master Yi. We also have the Zed, the Leona, the Lucian, the Yasuo, and of course the Fiora. So guys, don't forget to go into the on-site event to get all of these amazing prizes. And of course, if you are not able to for some unknown reason, we also have the live stream event. It's gonna be a match and win. That is the Project Bundle giveaway. So same 6 skins that you can get from the event. So with all said and done, let's get into the game rather. It is game 1 between Celestial and Explicit Hardcore Gaming. So in the blue side, we have in the top lane, it's go to... Wait, we do have some...
Yes, so in the top lane for Celestial, we will be having Go To Sleep on that Maokai. For the jungle, we will be having Tom Kench being played by Hindi Moba Alam. I butchered that name right there. And for that
Just call
mid
him
lane,
Hex, man.
yeah, Hex, I guess. Then for that mid lane, we have Zed Blanc on that Ari. Not playing Zed, not playing LeBlanc. And for that bot lane duo, we will be having Celestial Marky alongside Celestial Mikos with that Lucian and Braum combo.
Yes, and for the red team, we have Explicit Hardcore Gaming in its top lane. It's gonna be Icaros on that Gangplank. In the jungle, it's gonna be her only, also known as GT Avaricia, or better known as J2 Betrayal Ruin,
Yes.
former J2 Betrayal Ruin. In the mid lane, it's gonna be Andariel with the Twisted Fate. In the bottom lane duo, we have Niue as well as Shirin playing the AD Tristana and the support Morgana.
Yeah, so both teams are going to look into what they can create from this level 1. Let's see, we do see a lot of aggressive pings going down from this Celestial side. They are looking to go for that invade on that red side jungle. Meanwhile, we do see that Explicit are going for a more safer approach, just going to send one of their members on each of the entrances, spotting anything out. And let's see who comes out on top from this level 1.
Yes, they're Explicit are gonna go for that human war type of composition in the early game, just to not allow Celestial to roam around in their jungle freely. You know, set in those early deep wards to catch off any members of Explicit Gaming, or to just know where their Jarvan might start off and where he could gank as the game progresses.
Point out is, take a look at Maokai's items. Someone's excited.
Oh yeah,
Someone's really excited.
is...
I wonder when he's gonna notice.
Alright, so our Maokai forgetting a little bit his items there, but maybe he knows he's gonna recall, so he's gonna say YOLO, I'm gonna help my Tom Kench here first, and then just recall, get my items back. I don't know.
Oh,
man.
there we go. Now he's recalling.
Ah, there you go.
So
you know this
a lot of pressure, a lot of nerves are on the table right now.
Yeah.
This is a really important match for both these teams. Both these teams are fairly new to the scene. While the players may be veterans themselves, the teams themselves aren't. So,
Yes.
and this is a big thing. Pro Gaming Series 2016 Spring.
Yes, it is gonna be another very exciting split as we do get into the year of 2016. Well, it's gonna be an easy 1-1-2 start for these teams as the first damage comes off and Dial going in onto Zed Blanc. Alright, so it looks like Marky here and Nico is gonna go and get that Krugs in the bottom lane. Really level 2 for their ADR as you see that Niue and Shirin are not gonna do the same thing and get the drop there.
Yeah, so both junglers and top laners going for that dual combo in that top side. This is to make the jungler a lot more healthy and at the same time help the top laner in case the enemy team decides to go for that 2v0 swap. So this is really smart and it's something we've been seeing a lot in this new meta, in this 5.18 patch, where both jungle and top laner just duo together, and they will be backing and teleporting back into lane.
Also, just a little bit of a notice here. Don't think that Niue did get his explosive charge, or any of his skills rather. And this is actually a smart choice by any Tristana player who wants to freeze the lane and not push it, because that explosive charge softens up the creep so much that you might lose CS.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is that it shoves the lane towards the enemy side, and the Explicit Hardcore Gaming team knew that the Tom Kench was starting on top side, so would be finishing in the bot side. So Explicit just really wanted to make sure that minion wave would be towards their side of the jungle, their side of the map rather than the enemy side, so it's going to be much harder for Tom Kent to gank.
Yes, because when you do soften up those creeps, you do allow yourself to overextend into the side of the opponents, and then, like you said, you're more susceptible to the ganks.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
of course, the concussive blows and acquired taste into the stun of the tongue lash is quite a very potent
Yeah,
stun combination.
Stuns for days.
Stun for days. You're never gonna be able to get away from that. As you do have a slight pause, and it looks like Ikaros doing himself a favor and getting himself a very early Pank Ward in the top lane Tribe Rush, not wanting Hex's Tom Kench to position himself anywhere near the backside of his own base.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Ikaros will be extending quite a bit in this laning phase, as so far he's been doing quite a good job of bullying out this Maokai.
Yeah.
21 CS to 9 right now. And like I said, Ikaros probably one of the better players on this explicit hardcore gaming team, and he's showing it right now. Only 3 minutes into the game. Already a dominant laning phase.
But you do have to put into consideration as well, why did Celestial went in for this Maokai pick? Because, well, I'm not saying it's a bad champion, but he's not the best champion to work with right now in the meta, especially when you had the Fiora up for grabs, as well as go to sleep with Alex Gluttony or Teru in the top lane. Used the Fiora last week against Diamond V2 in a very convincing fashion as well.
Yeah, however, I believe Fiora did get tweaked quite a bit in 5.8. And I guess perhaps Maokai just wanted to go for something a lot safer. As we did see, he forgot to buy his item, so he's probably really pressured right now.
Yeah,
lots of stress in this game, like I said earlier.
It's pretty true, and you do have to be aware of the vital points. If you actually are going to go for the Fiora, I guess the Maokai is a better, safer, utility-wise pick for Team Celestial, looking into how they want to go into their team fights. Bit of an aggressive push here now, coming in from the dual bottom lane explicit. They do have that trinket ward in the Tribe Rush. Can't see out Hex here. He's not a Rek'Sai who can go over the wall, so they're pretty confident, and they're now trying to push back Celestial here. As in the top lane, just Ikaros dominating Go to Sleep right now. Look at that, 36 and 26 in terms of the CS.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the reason why Explicit is shoving that bot lane up so hard is that they probably have done their research and they probably have noticed how they never gank bottom. So here comes the gank in that mid lane.
There's the stun, there's the knockup, instead Block will just say so long and goodbye as the first blood goes into the hands of Andariel. There's going to be a Dark Binding going on to Marky, but nothing will come through.
And that was just, again, a really great read from her only. Once again, how, like I said earlier, the jungler sets the tempo of the game, and her only so far with that first blood, getting that first kill onto Andariel will set the tempo quite a bit, as the TF with that first kill is going to be really scary. Now already level 6, going to back and probably going to be looking for that gank, and we are only 2 minutes away from that 8-minute mark when the team start looking for that teleport in that bot lane, when they start going for that dragon. And with that TF already having that long rod and the cooldown reduction boost, the Ionian boots, it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, he's going to be able to use his ultimate a bit more frequently with those cooldown reduction boots in his feet. And First Blood did go into his side, so he will get that needy Cigar Drop, going to give him a bit more power in his skills. As, like you said, we do see right now that the top lane, Ikaros, does have his teleport, as well as Daryl having his destiny, so they can make the plays right now. And Celestial don't think they have the power to counter out the triple global threat. Because triple, like as I say, the Cannon Barrage does help out quite a bit early on.
And the junglers are starting to hit 6. Tom Kent is already 6 actually, however, her only on that Jarvan, I believe, needs to take one more camp before he hits level 6, so they are going to start setting up soon. I expect the bot lane to recall actually in the near future, as they do have enough gold to pick up that PF sword right now if they wanted to. And the supports need to start setting up for the bot lane with that Sightstone purchase.
That's pretty true, because you do need that vision to be able to effectively get the objective. Never forget about that, guys. Vision is key. It's probably one of the most important mechanics in competitive, even in solo queue gaming in League of Legends. The vision is very important.
Yeah, vision is a really important aspect I really try to emphasize whenever I play as. Vision just gives you information, and when you have information, you're able to create the better decision, you're able to create the better option, knowing that you know where everyone else is on that map.
Knowledge definitely is power right now, as still we do not see any visions, but Sharon already recalled he is confident Newen will not get caught out in this spot. As of now, he does have the buster shot for the disengage if ever it gets a bit too sticky. He does have the rocket jump, the heal, and the flash, but looks like he's gonna recall, get himself that BF sword, and possibly boots and an extra ward if he so much desires. In the top lane, it's gonna be Go to Sleep having that Catalyst the Protector for the sustain. He won't have as much tankiness as he would want, but it's still there. As for Icaros though, he has the Sheen, so he'll be able to have a bit more damage output as, whoa, Hex in the...
Just saying hi.
Yeah, he's gonna waddle over there and just, like you said, say hi and scare away a little bit Dario on that Twisted Foot.
And what's interesting to point out is that Hex isn't actually going for the Devourer build like he has in the past. He's actually opting to go for that Cinderhulk build. So a lot more safer, if he gets far behind, if his team gets behind, they can't secure that dragon. And I think it's just a smart decision from Hex. And speaking of dragons, the dragon has been taken by Explicit Gaming. No vision whatsoever from the Celestial side, and they took it free.
Yes, as Team Celestial had a very bad timing on when they should back, or rather recall, and then get in those wards. And this is a freebie dragon for Explicit there.
Yeah, definitely. And TF still has his ult available, and he hasn't used it yet, so I'm really looking forward to that first Destiny gang coming in.
Yeah, I think also Explicit here with the first blood on Dario, they're happy that they're just passively farming, because we already said this during the ban and pick phase that their composition scales better to the late game. But here comes the guy in the top lane as Go to Sleep gets caught out. There's the cannon blast, there's the stun, and the kill will go to Antaria, second kill of the game. And again, the composition was just that powerful.
And this is what I was talking about when I was talking about tempo earlier. Right now, Explicit has that tempo set. They're just making the plays, and Celestial isn't doing anything to gain back the tempo. They're playing at the pace of Explicit, and they're just letting Explicit make the plays on the map. Right now, both sides are just farming, which they shouldn't be. I think that the Tomken should be going for the more aggressive ganks. He does have that ultimate available. He does have that Abyssal Voyage. However, very passive from Explicit, and very passive from Celestial rather. And Dario snowballing right now already has that Ludens. 11 minutes. 11 minutes in, really fast.
I mean, like, your first major item should be like 15, 14 minutes, but 11 minutes is pretty early.
Yeah, he has ult in a couple seconds as well, so let's see if he's gonna go for another gank once again.
That's true. I don't know if Celestial here are a bit squeamish in their ganking, but they're not using Hex's ultimate, his Abyssal Voyage, a bit too aggressively. I guess it will make him, well, his power output did go down. Like, he didn't go for the Devour Bird, so his damage, like I said, did go down. And then, if he goes for the bottom lane, there's the disengage with the Buster Shot and the Spell Shield from the Morgana with the Dark Mind can provide some form of disengage, and they're hesitating right now to go into the bottom lane. As for the mid lane, Ari doesn't have the best of follow-ups. Like, her charm can get dodged, unlike the Twisted Fate stun, so there's these, I think, little factors that Hex is hesitating to go in for the ganks.
Yeah, definitely. However, Celestial does need to do something right now, as this is not looking in their favor. There's already a 2,000 gold advantage for this Explicit team. 12 minutes in. No turrets have been taken yet, and I feel like this gold advantage could snowball if they just let Explicit set the tempo and go unchecked.
Yes, as well as Go to Sleep in the top lane doesn't have his teleport to make those aggressive twisted advance plays, because he was forced to teleport back into the top lane when Icaros and Andariel ganks. And right now, XHG or Explicit have again the global presence advantage. So looks like they're in a good spot right now. They won't do anything very aggressive, and it looks like her only might go in on the dead block here. There's the flash, actually hits the charm onto Andariel. It's too much for Explicit to go against as Zedblock gets himself a kill onto.
That was a mechanical display, but hold that thought as the bot lane does go in right now.
There's the Buster Shot going in onto Marky as the guard binding follows through with the Soul Shackles will catch up. Only Mikos, but the Cannon Barrage is there. The stun goes in onto Sharon. But oh my gosh, Marky gonna go down to Ikaros. There's a 1-for-1 trade as Niue makes it rather 2-for-1. What a play there.
Yeah,
coming in.
meanwhile in that mid lane,
Ikaros.
Twisted Faith was able to outplay that Zedblanc to get that solo kill, and wow, within that minute, everything just exploded right there, and so much gold shifted hands. That is now a 4k gold advantage roughly in play for Explicit, despite that iffy play coming in from her only where he missed that flag and drag combo and the Twisted Faith got charmed while flashing in. They were able to recover bot lane, really good play, and I believe the Ikaros Cannon Barrage actually stole the kill onto that Lucian.
Yeah, but still, at least it gives another carry champion for Explicit to get his items even faster. And Niue didn't get the double kill, but he got a kill.
Yeah,
so he's still ahead of the Marky rather.
Dragon is up in a minute, and with those 3 kills onto the board for Explicit, they have picked up their power spike items. They do have that Triforce available on that Gangplank. They do have that Infinity Edge completed for the Tristana, and they're just so strong right now. While meanwhile on the Celestial side, they have picked up that Righteous Glory. However, that's not enough. They're going to lose these team fights actually.
That's very true, as that 4,000 gold lead even before the 15-minute mark is such a huge advantage for Explicit because of how their composition works. Their damage spike has come early. The power of Explicit will now show if Celestial tries to fight for that second dragon of the game. So guys, before we get into it, we have chilled a little bit now as the teams are trying to prepare for the second dragon. We do have a Blood Moon skin giveaway right now. It is all of the Blood Moon skins for one single winner. We'll be giving it at game 2. And don't forget guys, again, proxy code lang siya, and you will get the starter code, tapos ibibigay na lang yung skins within the week. So be careful. Nasabihin nyo baka mali lang nakuha yung code. Again guys, it's just a proxy code that we will use so we know that you are the one who got the match and win code. Well, you got the match and win code.
Yeah, so stay tuned guys. After this game, don't go away. All the Blood Moon skins, so Blood Moon Thresh, Blood Moon Akali, Blood Moon Shen,
Kalista, and
who's the last one? But let's just say a lot of skins, guys.
All
you
of the
don't want to
skins.
miss it. Make sure you watch game 2.
I forgot. Like I only have the Blood Moon Kalista.
I don't think I have Blood Moon Thresh. Well, yeah, that's it because I just play support.
Yeah, support me for life.
Yeah, so we do see Explicit are setting up that vision control for Dragon, and it's gonna be really interesting. I feel like if they don't get the pick, if they don't do anything from the Celestial side, they're just gonna lose and snowball the game. They really need to contest this Dragon right now, in my opinion.
Because Ikaros in that Gangplank is already with his crit cloak right there, and well, you don't want the Gangplank to get any components of the Infinity Edge, but because if he gets that, his powder kegs are gonna hit like a truck.
Yeah, and even with those nerfs, he just hurts so much. Like, I really hate playing against Gangplank.
That's so true, man. Like, when he gets into that late game groove, he's just unstoppable.
Yeah, now the gold advantage, 5k in favor of Explicit. They are pressuring all lanes right now. Gangplank does have teleport available, and here comes that Destiny coming into that top lane.
There's the stun on to go to sleep with the Luden's Echo. Brock, can he get away? The flash comes off from Teru, but the follow flash from Ikaros will get the kill. He still has his teleport up, and at the same time, Explicit gets the dragon, the second dragon of the game rather, as Celestial have nothing to get as a consolation prize, but it looks like they want to get it. Who will they go for? Oh my gosh, they're gonna try to hit a Niue with everything that they got. The stun will come up. There's the flash coming in from Niue. He has the shield from the second tier turret. There's the heal. Can they get the stun? Yes, there's the stun. He'll get the kill, but there's so much commitment coming in from Celestial. Will they get punished by it from Explicit? No, wait. Oh well, they couldn't get it.
That was not worth. That was not worth.
That was
And here
definitely
comes
not
the
worth
counter
it.
engage.
There's the counter gauge onto Hex, but while that is happening, top lane is getting pushed by Icarus as well as Andariel. There's the Jarvan Demacia ultimate onto Mikos, getting himself very low. He goes down as I think top tier 3.
Yeah, it was down. They got down.
Wow.
And here, they want more. They want more.
Icarus with the teleport, and he didn't even teleport for the entirety of that clash. He's just going for the scraps, and those scraps are gonna give him another kill and possibly
And
the
that
edge.
is now an 8k gold advantage in favor of Explicit. This is one of the weaknesses that Celestial shown during those games last week. They tend to overcommit way too much. While they were chasing, they ignored that top lane turret. Explicit took 2 turrets in that top lane while managing to pick up 2 extra kills. They got that dragon. Meanwhile, Explicit, they only got 1 kill from that. They got nothing. I mean, Celestial got nothing. And now they're really behind, and this is a very worrying trend for Celestial.
Yeah. Also, the kill that happened onto Neoway was only taken by Hex, or hindi mo ba alam?
They burned so much for that kill as well.
Yeah, and he's not even a carry champion, so he gets a benefit of, you know, getting the tank items, but that's not gonna help them against a carry-esque composition that Explicit have. And like you said, they put so much commitment into that bot tier 2 following Neoway that the other members of Explicit got the top tier 3, and it's now open for the taking. They're just making it so easy for Explicit to exploit the weaknesses of Celestial, and it looks like Icarus not gonna even respect those asleep right there. He even puts the advanced power kicks. There's the righteous glory coming off. It pops onto the Evil Bottom. There's the Catamaran, but here comes the Twisted Fate ultimate. Will he save his own compadre there? There's the stun coming in from Evil Bottom. The power comes on to the Gamma. He's taking a lot of damage right now. And is it too much for Explicit Gaming? There's gonna be the kill on 2. Go to sleep, and Zedblanc. Oh, he wants the kill. Oh! But the cards is just too much, as there's the Cataclysm will trap the fish, and Bon Appetit.
That looks like a really bad play coming in from Explicit in that top lane. Icarus went way too aggressive, but this just goes to show how far ahead Explicit is right now. 1v2 for a moment, then CF went in and just wrecked everyone.
Yeah, that's the global power, the global presence power that Explicit had. And you saw there in the bottom lane, looks like Marky was already set and go to go against Neoway, but Neoway said, nope man, I'm just gonna push you away with my button shot.
So 311, 9,000 gold advantage in favor of Explicit. And this is really bad. At this point in the game, this is where Celestial should be starting to win the game. However, they just got too far behind in that early game, and I really don't see Celestial coming back unless Explicit decides to go for a very aggressive play, very cocky play, and pay for it like Icarus did in that top lane, except for the part where he actually lives and kills everyone.
That's true.
But if they keep on doing that, and if Celestial is able to capitalize, they might come back to this game. But other than that, I don't see Celestial coming back. I see Explicit just snowballing the game. They're so far ahead right now. Gangplank is really close to that Infinity Edge right now. Baron is still on the objective on that map. And Twisted Fate, wow, 7-0-0. Already has his Rabdon's Death Cap, has that Lich Bane, has that Luden's Echo. So much ability power. That's way too many items for 21 position.
You could say that the power level is almost above 9,000 there. As also Shirin making the banner of the command, so they're gonna make like a 3-1-1 split push type of deal here, because that siege minion that gets the buff from the banner of command does deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, dude, I really love just like popping that banner of command in a random lane, force to fight another lane, and all of a sudden you see a turret getting taken in that lane where you pop that banner of command.
That's
If teams don't respect that, it can create a lot of pressure. It can even take turrets.
That's very true, guys. I have a lot of games with solo queue that I don't even know how they're pushing, and when I see the minion wave, oh, there's 2 siege minions with banner of command. How did that even happen?
Yeah, this is just really good rotations coming in from Explicit. They saw all of the Celestial members in that jungle. Andariel just went for that turret. No one respected it. And now they're going in for Marky. However, they will back away. Dragon is up in 40 seconds. This is really good pressure coming in. Top lane has that inhibitor down, so there's just so much pressure on the map, and it's so hard for the Celestial to handle it.
Yeah, and you have to notice that the top inhibitor did go down, and that's the hardest inhibitor from the Dragon. So it's like the Baron cake, but instead of the bottom inhibitor, it's the top lane for the Dragon right now. So much more pressure for Celestial to try and stop the bleeding in their base, and then try to get the steal on the Dragon, or possibly a comeback clash. But that's very slight chance because Go to Sleep is not in that tanking Maokai zone yet.
Yeah, definitely, and I doubt he's gonna get into that zone by the time this game ends, as he's just so far behind right now. 0-3 compared to that 2-0-5 coming in from Icarus. If we take a look at that goal, we will see that he is roughly 3,000 behind. And Celestial going for the aggressive play, going for the very desperate play, trying to secure that Dragon. However, I feel like they will get collapsed on, and they will get punished as Icarus uses that top lane.
He already has an Infinity Edge, and there's a Destiny coming out of Dario, but did he get off board? He gets no stun actually onto the Trent there. They're just gonna push it in, and Celestial have no answer for this because they're going to go in for a clash in the bottom lane as Marky gets caught out by the Dragon, the Flagger Dragon of the Driver, and it looks like it's just gonna be a cleanup through here for Explicit Gaming. They do get the pick onto Sharon, but while that is happening, we do see the Icarus and Dario now pushing into the last Nexus turret. Can Celestial defend this? They only have the Maokai and the Ari. Will it be enough? There's the going by Ari with the Spirit Rush, putting a lot of damage on the Go to Sleep, but he will not survive, or goes down and they get the stun. It's just gonna be...
Is that gonna be game?
It's gonna be game! Oh wow! Icarus flashes away!
24 minutes, 16-4. What a stop from Explicit Gaming. Baguio's pride.
Wow!
Showed what the North is made of.
Yeah, that is definitely true. If you guys are from Baguio, you have to be proud of these people right now. That is some crazy advantages that they had so early on.
They pressured the map so well that in that very last play, there was so much going on. They forced the Dragon fight. They made them they made them come to that Dragon, while at the same time they put so much pressure on that top lane, and Celestial didn't know what to do. They're so far behind and so just out-rotated, so lost in that moment that it showed, and they lost the game right there and now. And I really have to give MVP props right there to Andariel. His Twisted Faith was just so strong that game. Those ganks in that top lane were very key to winning that game right there, and that is how they won that game.
That's
from
true.
that gank in the top lane.
Also, I didn't see a lot of ganks coming in from Hex, the Tom Kench.
Yeah.
And this actually what we were talking about also, that Celestial revolves around their own jungler making the plays, but he wasn't able to. It was actually in the opposite side for Explicit, their own jungler who made the early plays. It was her only who got Andariel started off. You saw that immediate flag and drag knock-up onto Zedblanc, and then the follow-up, and just got the kill.
And this is what we said in that pick and ban phase. Whichever jungler controls the game will control the rest. Whoever controls the early game will control the rest of the game, and we saw it right there. Her only 2-1-5, really good Jarvan play with those ganks. When he did go for the gank, he made them count, and it's still a best of 3, so Celestial still can come back. I just feel like they need to put a little bit more and focus on their pick and ban. They didn't respect the Jarvan. They didn't respect the Gangplank. They didn't respect the Twisted Faith rather.
And honestly, I think they should just go back to Go to Sleep, or getting himself a top lane bruiser rather than the Maokai, because Maokai just fell down in terms of the meta right now.
I feel like Celestial just needs to pick a more solid laners, because they knew their early game was weak, and it was weak. However, Explicit was just able to exploit that early game weakness and snowball it from there. They didn't get their mid game power spike. They weren't able to win the game from that mid game, and that's a very demoralizing defeat from a player's perspective, and
especially when it's that much of a gold
there's
lead.
so much stuff on the line as well.
Yeah,
this is the promotional series for that Pro Gaming Series 2016 spring. And let's see if Celestial will have that mental fortitude to go for that reverse sweep.
Yeah, so guys, when all is said and done, congratulations to Explicit Hardcore Gaming for winning Game 1. Just Game 1 pa lang guys, wala pang panalo talaga
We'll have
sa
that Blood Moon
finals.
Thresh and the Blood Moon giveaway as well.
Yeah,
in
of
that
course.
second game.
Guys, when we get back into Game 2, we are about to give away these amazing skins here. You can see the names. There's the Blood Moon Thresh, Kali, Callista, Shen. And there we go. We forgot the Elise. Magagalit natin si Shinbo nito. Favorite champion is Elise. So guys, we're gonna take a short break, but after that, we're gonna get into Game 2 between Team Celestial and Explicit Hardcore Gaming. Can Celestial come back from this, or Explicit Gaming just dominate and give themselves the spot as a 2016 Pro Gaming Series team? Well, we'll soon find out. I am Jace Asarai with a 9, and of course alongside here with me is
GS Neep.
and we'll be right back.
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus, the best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo! Daming pang Facebook at Instagram!
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days.
Hey guys!
May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.
Can anyone stop Samsung White? Will this really happen? It's been saved and nested! Kaboom! They lit the fuse, and I can't believe it! Triple to Bruzy! And that's gonna be the game! And Samsung White are the 2014 World Champions!
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus. The best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo! Daming pang Facebook at Instagram.
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days.
Hey guys!
May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.
Can anyone stop Samsung White? Will this really happen? Big save and missed it! Kaboom! They click the fuse, and I can't believe it! Triple Peruzzi, and that's gonna be the game! And Samsung White are the 2014 World Champions!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Gaming Series 2016 Spring Promotional Tournament Finals. I am GS Sasarai with an eye, of course, alongside here with me is...
GS Steve.
Wow, you could have made that even more exciting. Like GS Steve.
GS Steve. You want like hand motions as well? Well, let's get into game 2, man.
Yeah, let's get into game 2 between Team Celestial and Explicit Hardcore Gaming. Okay, so game 1 was a bit of a doozy against Celestial.
Yeah, this is just played an extremely good game, dude. Like, I was really impressed. I'm actually still impressed by how well they managed to play that game. It was so clean. Like, wow. You don't like. It's a new team.
Yeah,
it's a
okay.
new team. Like,
I understand.
I'm even stuttering on my own words by how
shock and awe and
Yeah.
how strong Explicit just wrecked Celestial on that game.
Yeah,
So
let's
yes.
see if Celestial can come back though. I don't want to sound too biased. I'm just saying.
Of course,
Yeah.
we're just seeing right now. Guys, we did have a misinformation a while ago. Go to Sleep is a sub for Celestial. Now, that is the real Teru. Celestial Boss T.
Boss Teru.
Boss Teru. So, well, I do not know the champion fool coming in from Go to Sleep, so he might have had the Maokai in his arsenal right there, and they were more comfortable with him playing that. But now I think they might go for a more carry-centric top laner because Teru is back, and he will go in for that Fiora as his top laner. As for Celestial, Hex, or hindi mo ba alam, will go for the Evelyn, the more aggressive early game jungler.
Yeah, and this is definitely what Celestial needs. They are doing the correct adjustments to their champ pick and ban in order to make a better game for them. And wow, the auto locks coming in, so we do see a Lulu and a Jarvan coming in. So a very similar strategy. Twisted Faith again banned from that from the Celestial side. They don't want to deal with that Twisted Faith. There's just so much pressure on the map. They're so afraid to make plays on the map because of that Twisted Faith. And actually, I think that's one of the bigger factors as to why they were very passive in that first game. However, that is a Lulu mid. From what I've seen from Explicit, they will be running mid, and Dario is a very good Lulu player as well. In terms of his best champions, you have Twisted Faith, Yasuo, and Lulu up there. So I expect a very good play coming in from Dario on this Lulu. Meanwhile, we do see Celestial now opting to go for that Morgana in that bot lane. It might be a mid lane Morgana as well. Who knows? Let's take a look at their fourth pick for their side.
Yes, you have to remember though that it was before in the hands of Sharon, in the bottom lane for Explicit that he had the Morgana, but it looks like right now Celestial going in for an even an aggressive early game power with the Evelynn counter jungle potential, and then the late game with the Kog'Maw and then the Fiora as well, scaling well into that late game. Against the Gangplank though, not so much, but in early game, I think it's the Fiora having the advantage with the lunge, dodging the powder kegs and harassing the Gangplank for some free damage.
Yeah, definitely, and this is definitely the adjustment that Celestial needs to make in order to come back, win this game 2, and possibly take it to a game 3. They have a very strong curve. Last time their curve was flat, then a really big spike, and then drops again. This time it's a more well-rounded curve where they can win the game from all points and all stages of the game. Meanwhile, Explicit going for a very similar pick and ban composition. However, they have lost that global presence and they are instead opting to go for that Lulu. So more utility, more focus onto that Tristana in that bot lane, onto the stronger team fighting presence for this game.
Yes, and just a little bit of observation that I see right now. Celestial, the previous game had a lot of champions who had these dashes as well as the Braum with the stand by me, stand beside me.
Stand beside me.
Stand by me is a song, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but look at this. I think the only one who has the dash mechanic, aside from the flash, is the Fiora. And Explicit have so much lockdown potential with the pseudo terrain that is the box from the Thresh and then the Cataclysm for the Jarvan. So Celestial right now have to be careful. If they get caught out by that, they're gonna use a lot of their flashes or get killed in that very small terrain that they just get chugged down by the explosive charge, the cannon barrage, the glitter lance, all of the good AoE stuff that can come out of Explicit.
Yeah, and it looks like Celestial was listening to what you just said, as they have picked up the Annie for that mid lane, a very strong engaged champion. This is what you need to do to counter that peel and slows and the slows coming in from Explicit. You take that hard engage, Flash Tibbers is devastating if you land it on the correct targets. However, it's going to be very difficult still for this Annie to get those openings. But they do have that Evelynn, so there is more opportunities for those sneaky plays, and I feel like this might be a much better game for Celestial coming into this. Their pick and ban looks much more solid. Like I said earlier, strong throughout all stages of the game. Meanwhile, Explicit going for very similar picks. Once again, going for their comfort picks. They're not in a position, they don't need to reveal their strong picks. They don't need to go for the very desperate picks. They're just going for what worked for them in the first game, and they're going to try to mimic the success into this second game.
Well, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
If it's not fixed, break it.
Don't
Don't break it.
Don't break it. That's very true. I'm just kidding, guys. Medyo nagkamali kami doon. So again, guys, we would like to remind you that this is game 2. We're gonna give away some very nice Blood Moon skins. And don't forget, guys, it's almost Halloween. These scary looking skins, that's the Blood Moon Thresh, the Blood Moon Akali, Callista, Shen, and Elise are up for grabs. Later it is match and win, so you only have to guess the correct missing character, input it into your LOL client. It's gonna be a starter code, but after, I think, a week's time, or even before a week's time, you will get yourselves 5 glorious, brand new, bloody moon skins.
Yeah.
All right, so still have a bit of time before we get into the match. So again, guys, tomorrow is the local League finals. Be sure to get into that as well if you're gonna, support PUP or UST. It's gonna be a nice, change of pace. Hindi basketball, hindi volleyball. It's League of Legends, man. One of the best esports games, if not the best in the world.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be there as well tomorrow, so.
Ooh, you gotta have yourself, or if you guys are a fan of GS Neep, you can go there and say, "Hi Neep, can I get a picture?" What's your reply gonna be?
Of course I'm gonna accept them. I'll accept them with open arms, embrace them
Wow.
into my chest, give them a hug.
Yeah.
And accept them, convert them to be a Neeple.
Oh, wow.
My Neeps
Neeps
people.
people, yeah.
However, let's go back to this game for now. 'Cause
right.
That's still for tomorrow. We still have this game in front of us.
That's very
we
true.
Still have potentially a third game. Let's see what these teams can do to win the game. For the explicit team, their win conditions have shifted a bit with the addition of the Lulu. They are no longer going, like I said earlier, they're no longer going for those picks. Instead, they have a much more stronger emphasis on the team fights, on the objective control, playing around the objectives, so they can dance around around the dragon, dance around the turrets, and then just going in once they see an opportunity with that thresh, with that movement speed boost, the whimsy coming in from that Lulu. Meanwhile, for the Celestial side, they no longer have that extremely heavy team fight focus comp. They have a better skirmish in the Fiora and in that Evelyn, and they have a lot of. They're not gonna win that 5v5 team fight anymore, as they really just need to kite back and look for pick opportunities. As it's probably not gonna be enough really. Like once Annie flashes in, I don't think there's enough follow-up damage. Kog'Maw is probably going to be zoned out by that Lulu, by that Tristana, by the Thresh. So they just need to choose their fights very carefully to win this game. However, despite doing that, it's still winnable. I still think that Celestial can win this game and come back for the Game 3. And like I said in Game 1, it's going to be, once again, battle of the junglers. Whoever can establish the tempo, whoever can get those early picks, whoever can snowball the game, will win this game for their team. So lots of pressure on the Evelyn, lots of pressure on the Jarvan to win.
Yes, that's very true. And it is, again, the last chance for Celestial. If they don't win this, Explicit go in,
Yes.
or rather win, the Pro Gaming Series 2016.
However, they're not
Spring
completely
Promotional
out of
Finals.
it.
Of course, that is true.
If they drop this game, if they drop this series, they will be going for that second place match. They will be facing off against Pacific Esports. Pacific, if they manage to lose that best of 3 series against whoever loses this series, they will be out of the Pro Gaming Series and the other team will go in. So it's definitely not the end of the line, not the end of the road for either of these teams after this best of 3 series. It's just that it looks cooler, you know, like if you come out on top from the promotionals without having to play.
And you know, having that champions title gives you a bit more momentum in terms of the mindset going into the Pro Gaming Series 2016 season. So guys, welcome to the Summer's Rift. This is Game 2 between Explosive Hardcore Gaming and Team Celestial. So in the top lane, we have Ikaros gonna go in for the gangplank in the jungle. It's gonna be her only GT Avaricia with the Jarvan in the mid lane. It's gonna be Andariel with the Lulu. In the bottom lane duo, we have Niue onto that ADR Tristana, and his support will be Sharon with the Thresh.
And for the Celestial side, we will be having Celestial Basti on that Fiora. For the jungle, we will be having Evelyn being played by Hindi Moba Alam. And for that mid lane, Zedblanc on that Annie. And for that bot lane duo, we will be having Kog'Maw and Morgana being played by Marky and Mikos.
Yes, now the point of the game is hide and seek. Can Hex or will Hex play for that counter jungle Evelyn, get the early aggression onto the Jarvan? Because game 1, the Jarvan was the point, the swing that Explicit needed to be able to get Andariel very fast fed in that mid lane.
Yeah, let's see. Both teams are actually going for very similar starts to what they did in that game 1. Junglers both starting on that top side, double jungling with their top laner. Meanwhile, bot lane will take that camp. They will be taking that Krugs. Meanwhile, the Celestial bot lane actually going for that cheeky play, camping in that bush. This is actually really smart, as the Explicit bot lane is going to be really low for taking those Krugs. If they land that Dark Fighting, that might be a first blood, or it might be a flash burn by that team.
I think it's gonna be more of a first, or rather a flash burn rather than the first blood, because there is no ignite coming in from Mikos, and he does miss the Dark Biting there. He does show his position, and it looks like they'll just back off.
Yeah, so the laning phase for this bot side going to be very defensive. However, Mikos doesn't really want that safe laning phase. Wow.
Gets the Dark Biting onto Niue. No safety from that brush height, as there is an early trinket ward there, but it looks like Marky not gonna go in a bit too over aggressive. There's again another deck binding onto Neo as it does connect. There's the Void Ooze. It looks like a bit more of a projectile rather than a space on that Kog'Maw, but
Yeah, so Miko's very angry right now, wants his revenge. He's playing really aggressive in this lane. Meanwhile, Marky just chilling, just farming up those minions.
yeah, says thanks for the aggressiveness, bro. I'm just gonna get this free farm.
That could have been a hat trick if he landed that one.
Yeah.
2 in a row, no 3.
But it looks like Niue pretty low on HP, even chugged his own potion right now. If only Mikos went in for the Flash Ignite, it would have been a Flash heal from Niue or even a kill.
Yeah, meanwhile, in the top lane, Iguro still being that bully in lane. 15 to 7 CS already establishing the lane dominance.
Look at this though, there's the aggressive Ichigo Baalam. He knows that her only is there, but her only does see it. There's the flag and drag away, and well, to no avail. Doesn't get the kill, but can get the steal though. There is a trinket ward in that rush. Oh, here comes the help from Sheeran, but there's the Krugs. Oh, he wants to get the hook. He gets the hook onto Ichigo Baalam. There's the heal from the Krugs, but the Evelyn is just too soft, and he will go down too. The Jarvan, what is he thinking? Trying to get that red buff that early on.
Meanwhile, so much action again throughout all the lanes, and that was very questionable by Celestial. I feel like they had a collapse in their communication. There was no one to respond to that aggressive play coming in from the F lane. I felt like the bot lane should have rotated towards that red buff. They had that lane shoved up to the threat. There should be no excuse to not help out. Instead, they got picked.
Plus they had the health advantage as well. Like you saw there that Sheeran was so low in HP. Oh my gosh, were they gonna go in? Oh, he's gonna get the kill. And Teru gets the trade-off, but he did get the initial kill though.
So Ikaros being punished actually in the lane. Very unusual sight to see. Ikaros usually with that extremely dominant performance. However, this change in top laner seems to be working out so far for the Celestial side. 2-1 right now, and that invade by the Evelyn is very questionable. It might put him on tilt, and that's not what you want when this game is so jungle reliant right now.
Yes, again, there was the HP advantage in the dual bot lane in favor of Celestial. If he only went into that jungle as well, I think they could have gotten, they could have saved the life of Indimo Baalam, rather Hex, and then even got themselves a kill because the Thresh was so low in HP right there, and the Justin as well. If they'd forced in a clash, they could have won actually, or skirmish rather.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, this gold advantage is in favor of Celestial right now. However, this should change. It's only 100 gold, so that's not much. That's not much at all.
That's very true. And you do have to note that Jarvan got himself the first blood of the game, so he's gonna get a little bit more items than the Evelyn.
Something very interesting to point out is take a look at the CS advantage coming in from this bot lane. Miko's doing work with those very aggressive dark bindings, shutting down the Tristana completely. 42 to 14 CS in this bot lane, and those binds, man.
Yes. Mikos showing the wrath of the fallen angel Morgana there. Whew. Those dark binds really are dark.
And this is actually very good considering that Explicit never ganks bot. When they do gank bot, it is very rare. However, her only tends to focus on that mid lane and on that top lane. And ooh, here comes another bind.
Was just idle in that position as they force another rocket jump from Niue. And as this game progresses, going into the 7-minute mark, look at the CS advantage. 30 already. Wow.
Kog'Maw will definitely be ahead when this dragon fight starts to come up. Both junglers slowly approaching 6. They are only actually level 4 right now, so they have been delayed than the expected result. So let's take a look at how this pans out. Here comes the play from the Explicit side.
There's the cannon barrage coming out of Icarus, but they don't get a pick onto Team Celestial as Celestial Market and Mikos will be forced to use only the flash of Mikos there. And it's all nicely done by them. They do save themselves from that 4-2 gank. I mean, you can count the cannon barrage as a second or another person, you know, slowing down.
That gank is definitely what Explicit needed to keep this bot lane still relevant in the game. Their bot lane themselves is very low.
Marky
and
doesn't know this.
They don't know. Is
Oh,
he gonna get the? Is he gonna get hit?
He don't know. He might get caught out here. They're waiting.
Patience is a virtue.
Yes. Oh, there's too many minions. So close, but not close enough.
Ouch.
Oh, and there's the counter engage from
Wow.
Marky, the 2v1 as it pushes away Niue. Niue had a lot of nerves there not to use his flash or his heal. And in the top lane, Icaros. This is the pink ward there. So
it happens to the best of us, man.
even the pros do it, man. Even the pros do it.
So that was 50 HP Tristana, 1v2. Despite that gank, Marky's still playing like he owns that lane right now. 50 CS advantage. Wow, but here comes the gank in that top lane. Will they commit to this tower dive?
Yes.
Her only is on the wing. They do have that Lulu ult available.
There's still going in onto her only, but he is pretty healthy as Andariel will get himself a kill, but oh my gosh, he's a Jarvan taking too much damage and he goes down to the Zed block. Yes, he does, as it is a 1-for-1 trade in that top lane. And
That was a very good, very clean tower dive till Annie came along.
And now it's another flasher at the top of his skirmish as Hindi Mabala wants to go in with the Agony's Embrace. Oh, and Celestial Miko, so he might get caught out. Not that much. Just a little bit of notice here, or an observation. When you're an ADR who doesn't get 50 CS when you recall, you don't get the PF sword. You're forced to get that pickaxe because you see a counterpart ADR who only builds the Triforce as his damage item. That's pretty devastating because the Triforce is a better spike speed than the Infinity Edge.
Yeah, definitely.
And the Sheen against the pickaxe is not a good matchup. So Marky will start to become even more of a bully in the bottom lane. He was already a bully in the early game, now he's going to be even more of a bully in the mid game.
Yeah, and I feel like Explicit definitely needs to address this bot lane problem really soon, as this could snowball out of control if they decide to prolong this lane phase. No turrets have been close to being taken down right now. It's already 10 minutes in, no dragon as well. So this looks like the laning phase will last for quite a bit, and I feel like the Tristana will just get too far behind if they continue to let this laning phase go. They can either, one, focus the bot lane with those Jarvinians, or they can create pressure in the other lane, but hold that thought as Annie wants it.
Dario does get stunned off. Will it
Ooh, that
not
cleanse
go in?
timing.
Not enough. Won't go in.
Looks like her only is opting to create pressure in the other lane rather than going into the bot lane. Here
Wow,
comes
but
that.
so much presence coming in from her own bit up for the shield. No, he does have his wide of help from his team as in the top lane. Boss T gonna go in onto Icaros. There's the ultimate coming out of Fiora, and he will go down. Oh, actually flashing
Wow.
from the vital point. Oh, will that hit? Oh my gosh, the heal from the pseudo well is just enough that Boss T survives, and the good chance to actually kill Boss T. But
Dario,
wow.
once again, 3-0, already starting to show his dominance in the lane. Even though he's not Twisted Fate, it feels like he's playing Twisted Fate. He's all over the map right now.
that speed from the Lulu is kind of, the pseudo destiny. As in the bottom lane, hindi mo ba alam? Hindi mo ba alam? Nasa sa tabi mo. He is gonna go in. There's the engage on the Shirin, but Nico takes a bit more damage than he would have liked. As there's a climax onto Marky, he gets exploded on, and his passive will actually not kill Shirin, as that is a 2-0 in the bottom lane.
And that's definitely what Explicit needed to retain this bot lane dominance, even though there's still a 60 CS advantage in favor of Marky. 2 assists onto the Tristana. Kayla is now 3-1-2. So much damage, so much pressure from that bot lane has been relieved from that gank. 0 for 2. Now they can really safely go through this dragon. They do know that Explicit is going to this dragon. However, I don't think there's much that they can do. Tibbers isn't available. 7-3 scores, 500 gold advantage now in favor of Explicit. And this is really bad. This is a really bad trend coming in for the Celestial team. They just lost the only advantage they had in the game from that bot lane overcommitment.
That's true, but still, the gold advantage in terms of the ADR is still in favor of Marky with I think a 900, or actually on only 800 right now. But in the top lane, also, the Gangplank is dying to Boss T, but he's getting these counter kills. But Marky's gonna get caught out here as he flashes through. Because like there is a counter engage with the Dark Violet and Shirin, I think gonna regret that death sentence as he goes down to his own death. And
Yeah, so
alright, wow.
that could have been a really good opportunity for the explicit bot lane to come back. However, instead this establishes the bot lane for the Celestial team once again. Celestial Marky probably does have enough gold for his Triforce really soon. I believe 500 more gold to go. And that's the thing. Probably one of the #1 rules of forcing a team fight and just playing as a team. Know where the enemy team is before you force a fight, before you do anything. That's why wards are so important in this game. They didn't have vision of them. They didn't have vision of the Morgana, but they still went in. And here comes the gank.
Yes, as there is a 2v2 with the support from Celestial getting caught out, but he does have that spell shield, the black shield, to, you know, shield himself. As Hindi mo ba alam, does get caught out here by the Jarvan, by the Lulu. There's a cannon barrage, and Andariel is now in a rampage. What can you do when they come for you? Wow.
Bad boys, man.
These guys are bad boys indeed. And there's another flag attack coming out of her only. He's gonna go in. There's the damage coming in from Zedlock, but the Cataclysm will come out of her only as the Quadros actually saves the Jarvan, and he gets himself a killing spree as Andariel is looking for more blood. There's the Glenn, there's the cleanse as Andariel is now unstoppable. And
that could have been avoided. That was very unnecessary play, very unnecessary risk from Celestial going into the jungle, knowing that they were there. And now the gold advantage is now 1.5k in favor of Explicit from a 500 deficit from Explicit. They will take this top lane turret. Meanwhile,
oh wow, damage on you is too much. Look at that, it's already 140.
He doesn't even have Triforce.
We do have to note though that Celestial need to feed off or like work around Marky because he is the guy for Celestial right now that is the carry. As for Explicit, they have the jungle, the mid lane, and the top lane. It's something else. If he finishes that in Triforce, he will get a lot of damage out.
Yeah, definitely. So both teams are starting to complete their first major items on all sides. So we've been expecting a turret to fall, the rotations to fall in place, the vision to be placed. Let's see what happens. Let's see who goes for their aggressive.
Look at this, Boss T gonna go in onto Icarus right there. Icarus taking a lot of damage. There's the ultimate from Boss T. Doesn't have the flash now, and well, you know, Icarus is gonna have a lot of good times with that underglow neon in his
yeah, that skin's really cool, dude.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's like if like you're going against a Skarner and there's an opponent Fiora, then he uses the ultimate on the Skarner. It's like an underglow neon for your ride, right?
Yeah, I've got to see that. I haven't seen that yet.
Guys, please do it for us. A Battlecast Skarner against a Project Fiora, and then the Fiora uses the ultimate. Just you know.
And you play some nice music in the background.
Yeah, like some bass music.
Yeah. And then you just go around Summoner's Rift, man, with your
cruising.
Really nice ride.
So, guys, you heard it here first. I don't know if anybody thought about that. I just thought about it. The ride system, you know, the aesthetic purposes.
So going back into the game, Dragon
yes.
is up in 2 minutes. The Explicit really just wants to wait for the Tristana to finish that Infinity Edge. However, that is still quite a bit off. I believe that is still 600 gold till Tristana gets the gold to purchase that Infinity Edge. Meanwhile, Celestial has picked up that Triforce on the Cogmouth, so they will be significantly stronger come this Dragon fight. And
is true.
it is an option for Explicit rather to concede this Dragon and try to create plays in the other sides of the map, develop that mid lane turret, develop the top side of the map, as they will not win fight in that bot lane with that Triforce Cosmos unless they get like an insane club comes around.
That's true, but they do need the follow-up potential from the Jarvan. If they don't have it, they might as well forfeit that bottom lane if the Descendants does come out, because there's so much power coming in from the Corki, or rather the Corki play, the Kog'Maw. And look at this, hindi mo ba alam, is sneaking himself in the bottom lane. If only they could see the leaves of the brush move.
Yeah.
That would be a nice indicator on the level. But there's, you know, there's the engage coming in from her only. There's the Cataclysm onto Marky, but he doesn't care. He's just gonna say, I have enough range with my by Arcane Barrage. That'll just Arcane Barrage you from afar as her only takes a lot of damage. There's the Living Artillery as they bit off more than they can chew, and Boss T here wants to get that well going and up for him. He does. He's gonna go down. No. Gets the kill onto Icaros. Nicely done Blaze there.
I have no idea why Explicit went for that play right now. Like literally 2 minutes or a minute before they went for that engage, I stated that they were gonna lose that bot lane fight. They were gonna lose that dragon fight. Her only decides to go in. There's Tristana, not that much items on the map, doesn't have that Infinity Edge, and they just get shredded by Marky with that Triforce Fusion, and now this will be a dragon for Celestial, which will put the gold advantage actually in favor of Celestial, and this is Celestial's chance to make it back into the game. They've got a really strong Cosmo with a 1-1-1, probably has a decent amount of gold to spend, and oh, they get the pick on Danny.
Oh, there's the Cinderhawk slow, or rather the Chilling Smite slow, getting the kill, or the slow onto the Annie, and then the follow-up kill by them. Oh my gosh, he is out of position there.
Yeah, Dario 6-0-1 right now, 170 PGS, 148. He's just playing a really strong game throughout, in the first game and in this game as well. Definitely the carry for this Explicit team.
That's very true, as he goes 1v1 against Hindi Mobile, but here comes Sheerness sideline, wanting to hit his hook. Can he do it? Will he do it? Questions will be answered later on into the game. Ooh, sounds like a preview of a show. Like, will he do it? Find out next week.
Find out next week. On Pro Gaming.
On the Pro Gaming series, as Neoway is spotted out. Here comes the Living Artillery for Marky. There's the Buster Shot, actually pushing away the Kog'Maw there. A bit afraid of that Kog'Maw. It's just too much damage.
Yeah, definitely. Already decided to pick up the Berserker Greaves for that Kog'Maw, so opting for the extra attack speed and that mobility that the Berserker Greaves provides, and they are now trying to threaten for this bot lane turret. However, they do need to be careful as Jarvan is missing from that map as well as Lulu, so
yes, and they don't have any supplementary vision in the deep side red jungle of Explicit here, so there's still the possibility of them getting caught out if they're a bit too over aggressive, and they actually might be, because if Marky gets caught out by the Cataclysm, he might just stay in, and he gets caught in, and there's the engage. Where is that? There's the two-man Cataclysm as her only will go down. Marky's still alive and kicking, and he wants to get some blood as Andariel and Neoway are the targets to be caught out, but here comes Zedlong in the sideline. Will finish off these two members with the help of Bosty. Where is Icaros? He does not teleport in, as it looks like Celestial give themselves a 100 gold lead.
the gold advantage still the same. However, Explicit, for some reason, they keep on forcing the fights to the bot lane when they know that the Kog'Maw has spiked while the Tristana hasn't. They lost that fight again to Tristana's just doing nothing that entire fight. Now the gold advantage has reset, and will he spot him?
So he spotted him, but so close. Zed Blanc. Ooh, the recall, man.
I feel like Explicit just needs to put like a danger sign, like tape the bot lane with like danger tape, the warning tape. You know that yellow tape?
Yeah, from the police.
Yeah, just like
do not cross.
tape off the entire bot lane. Never go to that bot lane. Her only. Yeah, never visit that place. Focus on the other sides of the map. However, it should be a bit better now, seeing as Tristana has picked up that infinity.
That's true, but you do have to note that maybe Explicit in their own mind says that maybe we need to get the pick for our Tristana just to get her rolling. But the problem with that is there's just so much power in the bottom lane for Celestial that they can't do it for her. Look at him, 0-1-3, 2 Marquis, 2-1-3. He has 50% of the kill participation of his own team, and you don't want that out of an ADR for all the wrong reasons.
Ooh, Tristana getting...
Here comes Hindi Mobile. Tristana does have her ultimate, but it's just a bit too much. There's not enough damage to kill that Evelyn. Not a lot of times that you can see an Evelyn outplaying a Tristana in an extended 1v1 skirmish.
Yeah, so this is the type of picks that Celestial needs to create in order to win the game, in order to further snowball their advantage. Right now, the gold advantage is still extremely even. Only 1,000 gold for Celestial. This can shift to either team. This can sway so much. So, a team needs to start establishing their advantage really soon.
true. You have to establish your dominance if you want to win in any aspect of your life, especially in League of Legends where it's so momentum based, and right now the momentum is kind of split. It is for Celestial in the side of Marky. As for Explicit, it's in the side of Andariel, and in the top lane, Boss T has been slapping Icaros left and right in the top lane, but
Actually,
Icaros,
Icaros is ahead gold by 1,000.
yeah, just because of the parlay and the powder kegs. But in terms of the skirmish, he's still behind against Boss T. But when Icaros does get that Infinity Edge in turn 4, so we might see him outplay or outdamage rather the Fiora. And again, he knew about love, just wants so much blood in the bottom lane. And while that's happening, Boss T getting her only in the top lane. There's the flash, and oh, can he get away? No, the lunge is just too much.
Yeah, and
Hi,
they
Poppy.
didn't respect that 2 power item spike coming in from Fiora. Fiora has recently just picked up that Black Cleaver, so he's going to be doing lots of damage right now. And I feel like Explicit just needs to take a step back and do a better job of playing around their own power spikes and playing around their own curves. As last game, Explicit had a very good early game snowball. This game, it's not the case, so they can't just keep on forcing these fights when they need to take a look at their items. Icaros didn't have that Infinity Edge completed. Meanwhile, we see her only didn't have the, I believe that is
Randuin's Omen? Or no, or Warmogs.
That would be interesting to get the Warmugs. I believe that'd be a Randuin's, I guess.
Maybe just the bracer just for the sustain.
Possibly.
Like the Jarvan doesn't have any form of sustain.
I guess that could be a
Yeah.
bracer into Aegis of the Legion.
Oh, that's true as well. So he has components for the Aegis of the Legion.
However, it looks like
and then a random summon.
the Thresh is building that Aegis of the Legion as well. If we take a look at the items, he already has all the components, actually just waiting on the extra 200 gold to purchase it.
That's very much true.
So,
Looks like they're fearing the damage output from Zed Blanc.
so taking a look at the game right now, I'd actually concede Dragon is up in 40 minutes, and from a player perspective, I'd actually go ahead and concede this Dragon
That's
for
true.
Celestial. Meanwhile, I just put a lot of pressure into the top lane. Get Thresh and Jarvan to roam into that enemy jungle, ward up their jungle in that top lane. Baron's still up. You can actually thread in Baron. You can't really go for it, but you can go for the base and you can thread in Baron. Make them respect that you could possibly go for the Baron. And bullying this Tristana in that bot lane so
Yeah,
hard.
and she never actually got stopped in any. Oh, he got spotted out there. Yeah, he got spotted out. Oh, he still wants to go in. Oh, he wants it. He wants it. He says, oh, okay.
He's just zoning the Tristana out from farming up properly while setting up for Dragon as well, as Dragon is up in 10 seconds.
Yes, you also have to note that the Evelynn was only contested in her first red buff take against the Jarvan. And never in this entirety of the game was she counter jungled or even, punished as an Evelynn. So she's just roaming the map, getting the kills, putting pressure for her own team, and getting herself a lot of good items as well. Look at that. Rune Blade and Random's Omen.
Both teams are recalling, setting up for this Dragon fight, so this will probably be the first 5v5 Dragon. It looks like Explicit are opting to force this 5v5 fight. Maybe it might be a bit better with the Lulu being able to properly position and with the Gangplank actually being there. We'll have to see. Gangplank does have teleport available and the flash, so we'll be in that top lane clearing the wave, and Celestial starting the Dragon.
Looks like Explicit want to counter this out, but do they have enough wardings as well as team fight power that they can't get the steal? Oh, there's the Jarvan. He gets the steal onto the Dragon with the smite and gets the choo-choo train away with the death sentence from the Thresh.
And that was just so smooth, that animation, the flag, the drag, and you grab that lantern
Smite,
while smite,
yeah.
the fadeaway smite, man.
Wow. I think Kobe Bryant would be happy of that fadeaway jump
They really
away.
need to get the Dunk Master Jarvan into the game. Now, not only can you dunk champions, you can go for the more the fadeaway dunk onto the
Can you do
objective.
Yeah, they should make like an animation of Nelson Jarvan to actually do a fadeaway motion when he does a smite. So when he has a Thresh support, he can like, oh, fade away. Nice.
Yeah, definitely. second dragon of the game going, third dragon of the game going to Explicit. So 2 for 1. They will have the extra damage on those minions. And let's see what they decide to do with this right now. It's very slow paced damage.
Yes, and the gold in terms of both teams are almost the same. So these teams right now, whoever wins a clash, whoever pushes a turret, will get a good momentum as we are now going into, let's say, the pre-late game. As these teams are starting to get their third items as well. And oh my gosh, Migos takes so much damage. He goes down. Doesn't have a Zonias to gold pose save himself, and probably a counterplay from Zed Blanc.
Dario establishing his dominance in that
So
mid lane.
savage.
And they do need to be careful as Celestial is stronger than, is actually stronger than.
Oh, and Dario might get caught out here. There's the stun onto, and Dario takes so much damage. The cleanse comes out of Zed Blanc. There's the wild growth. There's the follow-up from Hindi Mabalam as well as Boss T. But before he goes down, he gets the kill onto the Ani. As in the bottom lane, it's going to be the ball tier 1 going down as her only, as well as Niue gets the push onto that. There's the hook coming out of Sharon, but only stops Hindi Mabalam by a bit there. As they go in onto this Evelyn, her only takes a bit of damage as here comes Celestial Mark in the sideline, one up his own jungler.
And this game is just so close right now. That was a 1-for-1 trade back then, and the gold advantage now only 300 in favor of Celestial. So let's take a look at what happens.
Okay, we're not seeing the replay though. Bit of technical difficulties as... Well, you do get the catch onto Sheer here. Is gonna go down as Team Celestial will use this to push up this bot tier 2, but almost gets the kill onto Niue there.
Yeah, definitely, and this should be a free turret coming in for Celestia right there. Wow, that barrel damage. However, it's not enough.
Yeah, there's the Zeke's Harbinger giving the Kog'Maw a bit more.
Ow.
Wow. They're just allowing these barrels to hit their face right now, man.
Yeah, definitely. However,
too much face damage.
Celestia are now gaining tempo of the game. They will be making a rotation towards that mid lane, which will probably be uncontested. And let's see what Celestial does with this momentum that they've gained. Alright, so what can Explicit do to come back into this game? They're starting to slowly slip control away from
that. Well, I said it. If they get themselves a good skirmish and a objective pick, the tempo or the momentum of the game does go in onto that team who did start it off. Now there's a 2,000 advantage for Celestial. It's not that much. 30 minutes into the game right now, but it is something that they can use to, you know, allow or put Explicit in a very cautious state. You know, they have the pick-off potential. The Evelyn is bullying out the Tristana, of all things.
Doesn't even have the static shift yet, 29 minutes in, and this is very worrying when you look at the composition of this Explicit team. While Lulu is extremely fed and does a lot of damage, she will start falling off. Once it comes towards late game, she's more of a utility tool with the glitter lance, with the whimsy and
the polymorph.
Yeah, so it's gonna be very interesting to see how Explicit manages to transition towards the late game when they have a very weak carry and a very strong support, if you want to put it into those terms.
Yes, because again, Tristana not in the best of times here. Only has that Infinity
CS.
Edge and components of, wow, 100 CS advantage for Marky. And Icaros here, he's baiting it out. He has the Jarvan. Boss T not biting into the bait though. He's not a fish.
Yeah, so Dragon is up in a minute. It looks like Explicit isn't really in position to contest this Dragon at the moment, and Celestial going for that pressure in all the lanes. We have Evelyn pushing that bottom with a 1-3-1 rotation.
Yes. And it looks like Explicit here are muscling, or no, that's, you know, performing a little bit of a muscle move into that Baron, but it looks like they're just wanting to show Celestial that we don't want you to take the Dragon. We're just showing ourselves in Baron Pit, you know, making you a little bit cautious, but you still have the advantage. So might not be able to do anything. We'll
Yes.
see what happens.
Dragon is up in 10 seconds. The Jarvan's actually recalling right now, so this actually will most likely be a free Dragon for the Celestial side. So 2 for 2 in terms of Dragons. No vision whatsoever. And meanwhile, we take a look at the Celestial vision control. They have very good vision control in that top side. It could be a bit more expendable. Glitter not stealing that Dragon away.
I think the Jarvan, or rather her only, wanted to do the play again, but
Yeah. Too
it's a
fast.
bit, too fast, too furious. And it looks like her only here will. Oh, he might get the steal. So close though.
Very close indeed.
Yeah,
And
one person away from a smite. Oh, he
Wow.
goes in onto Zed block there as he flashes away, and her only might go down. He's so low in HP, and Sharon right now does take a bit of damage. There's the Buster shot onto the Evelyn, pushes her over the wall, but it looks like Boss T will just show his dominance as boss his way over there. And as the top lane, Ikaros will push it.
her only getting very impatient this game. He's been forcing a lot of very questionable engages throughout the game. First in that bot lane, and right there, he was very lucky to survive that fight, and Thresh almost died as well. So I feel like he just needs to tone down the aggressiveness. There was no one to respond to that pick right there.
Nice recall animation, sorry.
Yeah, that was a really cool recall animations. I really like how Riot's been stepping up their recall animation game.
Yeah, even if with the arcade Riven, man.
Yeah.
The one that you could choose your
Yeah, that's really cool.
swords. Yeah. And again, like you said, her only takes, or rather is so impatient in getting the kills, but they don't have the insane follow-up damage that they have, especially with, like you said, Andariel, as this game progresses, loses his damage output and becomes more of a utility type. And in the top lane, Icarus is not teleporting in for the fights because he's not comfortable with it, and he just wants to get himself only that more carry-esque itemizations that a Gangplank late game should have, but still does have the Infinity Edge, does have the Triforce. Could go for something else, but I think it's about enough. He should go in for a bit more of a tankier items just to survive the damage output that, you know, Celestial's more skirmish heavy side does have.
There's a 3,000 gold advantage in favor of the Cogmal, making it very difficult for Celestial to get those skirmishes, like you said.
Look at that, Phantom Dancer, Blade of the Ruin King, and the Triforce. It's still the same with Zeke's Harbinger. With these itemizations, allow the Cogmal to have 100% crit chance. I think it's still the same, right? So that's gonna be a bit more damage coming out of Celestial Marquee as this game does progress.
Yeah, definitely. And the game, very slow paced. Both teams don't want to risk really any major throws, as this is the finals. This is the probably the most important game so far in these players' careers. A spot into the Pro Gaming Series, a direct spot rather, into the Pro Gaming Series. So they want to make it count. They want to make sure that for Celestial, they want to make sure they take this game to that Game 3. And for Explicit, they'd rather just end it right there and right now and not risk the stress that comes with that Game 3 where everything is once again on the line.
Yes, but now Team Celestial making Explicit have a run for their money as they now have a 2,000 gold lead against Explicit Gaming, but Explicit not that much behind, only in the terms of the Tristana. But when the Tristana does get that last whisper, she's gonna start ramping up as an ADR.
Definitely, however, it's gonna take a while as Tristana hasn't really had the best time in farming, and it looks like Tristana is actually gonna rotate towards that bot lane and try to collect a bit more farm. They do need to be careful as Celestial really just wants to make a play right now in that mid lane.
Yeah, if I think Mue shows himself in the bottom lane, Celestial might force the Baron here, knowing that there's not enough damage output from Explicit. But as this game progresses, look at all the lanes. All the tier 1s are down. So wow. I can't even. That was too fast. As Andre does get, or rather, Andariel gets the kill onto Picos, but now looks like the Cataclysm with the Jarvan does get the kill onto him, and look at that burst damage coming out. Zed blocks, just incinerates, decimates, and poops away at the HP of Andariel, and it looks like Team Celestial here will be giving themselves quite a bit of an advantage, as is only Neo and Icarus
And
surviving.
there it is, with match and win code.
Coming out,
Yes.
guys, again, this is the Blood Moon skins. That is 0 LUNP 0T question mark KM150 TSG. So again, guys, open your LOL client, put in the code. Again, the code is 0 LUNP 0T question mark KM150 TSG.
And that is not one skin, that is five skins. So
yes.
lots of value in that code right there. Whoever wins it, congratulations. You've won Blood Moon Thresh, Akali, Shen, Elise.
And Callista. There
That's
you
a
go.
lot of skins. Those are really nice skins, actually.
Yes, and if you have all these champions, you have yourself a very own team Blood Moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you to use.
One-man team Blood Moon. Sadly, your friends don't get it.
But you can bragging rights.
Bragging rights.
That you get yourself some pretty cool skins right
Yeah,
there and then there.
Speaking of going back to the game, her only once again going for that aggressive engage, and once again there's no follow-up damage on this team. Tristana is just really far behind. He had no damage, he had no impact that entire game. Lulu got picked, she got bursted down so hard, and it's going to actually, I feel like if this game continues to go the way that it is, Celestial will win this game and we will be going to a game
Game 3. Also, you have to note that I think Explicit went a bit too, got a bit too confident.
Yeah,
oh my gosh,
wow,
he doesn't
again.
know. Okay, that's the second time. Third time. I think it's going to be a charm now for Celestial. They can't let that Jarvan do what he wants. And it's going to be engaged, but the members of Celestial are pretty softened up. And it's going to be Boss T going to go down as Celestial Martin going to get the kill onto the Jarvan. It's going to be a 3-for-1 as it looks like Explicit Gaming are getting themselves some very insane kills. And Celestial Martin as well as that block getting pushed away for their lives. And oh my gosh,
wow.
Dario so aggressive.
And right when I said that Explicit was going to lose the game, they come in with that insane engage. Just take a look at that replay right now. I feel like the MVP was Icarus. Look at the barrel position in this fight. So they get that 3-man engage. The cannon barrage zones in so well. Then watch, he places 2 barrels here, I think, and it gets Beatles and it gets Evelyn down.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Tristana doing his best he can. Here comes the first barrel. Bam.
Wow.
Very good positioning from all members of Explicit during that team fight. Meanwhile, Celestial leads the kite back. We said earlier that after the initial burst, they don't really have that much damage. They will lose the full-on engage. They should have kited out. They were zoned out. They should have backed off actually once that cannon barrage went in. Once the Jarvan went in, they should have just picked the Jarvan, then rotate out. Instead, a bit over-aggressive, and they didn't have that positioning to go along with that.
Yes, and I kind of like this. Explicit, with their skills, have like the ability to soften up the opposing team without actually auto-attacking. Like with the ultimate of the Gangplank there,
Yeah,
you know, the
cannon.
Time Barrage just softening up the members. And actually, when Celestial went in, they were very almost low in HP there.
Actually,
3/4.
looking at the Gangplank, I want to see what upgrades he actually has right now for his
Oh, I'll check it.
ultimate.
I'll check it for you, my man. Wait, do we have it? Oh, wait, not here, not there. Oh, is this it?
Alright, no,
Wait,
no.
that's it.
You can't check it.
There it is. There it is.
So he has that. Does he have all 3 already?
I guess he has.
Wow.
It's already
Well,
40 minutes into the
Yeah,
game.
so he has been farming up. He had the raise morale. Actually, I feel like that's actually one of the biggest contributors to that fight. That's very underappreciated. Is the raise morale buff, just buffing up the entire team, doing, I believe you get extra
Movement speed.
Movement speed.
Yes.
So very useful, and that's actually why I really like Tarek, because he has so many hidden buffs that make you.
Back to the target
Yeah,
again, man.
very
yeah,
strong.
I know,
Dude. I really love Tarek, man. What can I say?
Yeah.
In a
He's outrageously lovable.
non-relationship way, I just love the character.
Yeah, he does have the armor penetration, the boost your ability
the
power,
Radiance
attack.
ultimate is just
yeah.
so good.
Yes, and that's kind of similar to the Gangplank raise morale, as well as the Fire at Will gives more damage, and then when you actually get caught in the
Explicit got
cataclysm,
Baron.
they did.
Yeah. Alright, so I wasn't paying attention, and with this Baron right now, Explicit will look in a very strong spot to secure the game. They just need to be careful of that.
Wow, her only takes so much damage as Boss T actually teleporting into the bottom lane. No, he actually cancels it out. And it looks like it's gonna be a free bot tier 2 for Explicit with only minimal damage taken.
Yeah, so let's see what else Explicit will do with that Baron right now. They are backing off right now, so just going to be content with taking that bot lane turret.
Yes,
Meanwhile,
also,
we do see
yeah.
Tristana has recovered a bit in terms of his items, while the Kog'Maw is still extremely far ahead. If we take a look, it's 6,000 to 13,000. The gold advantage has reduced by roughly 1,000, so
Yes, still,
it's bad, but it's better now. And Tristana is actually in a position where she can be doing lots of damage in this game.
yes, especially when her Oni is an okay frontliner, especially when he does get a good Cataclysm onto the opponents of Celestial. They do allow the Tristana to be able to attack from a safer distance or a safer, place.
Yeah, so just taking a look at the positioning of the players as this pause is going on, we do see that Icaros will be opting to go for that split push in the top lane. They are aware that Celestial Boss T does not have his teleport up available, so I expect either Celestial to back off, or they will either go for the very aggressive engage in that mid lane, trying to get the pick onto someone. Let's see what happens. And he does have flash available.
Their other option would be to try and counter out Icaros, but the problem is, if they do that, Explicit still, I think they, oh no, the Baron buff did go down. Still, the pressure from the Siege composition or the Siege champions that Explicit have will be Celestial's downfall if they cannot get some fast picks, because Icaros is pushing that top lane so fast. And there's the Cannon Barrage, there's the hook onto Migos, but they're just using it as a delay for Icaros to push the top lane. Oh, Niue gonna go down, it's gonna be a 2-for-1 trade, whereas Icaros is still in the top lane, pushing the top tier 3 as well as that inhibitor, as the other members of Explicit Gaming will go down. Oh, nice polymorph onto Boss T. Will he actually do an outplay? Almost gets the outplay there as the Timbers.
That was very, very questionable positioning coming in from Niue right there. I feel like he actually jeopardized their chances of winning this game right now. Why? He got picked by the Annie. He literally walked up to the Annie, then got picked. However, Icaros is there to defend. However, they do need to respect that Kog'Maw damage.
Wow, they're just finishing off this Nexus turrets one by one. Look at the damage. Only Celestial were that greedy. They would have wanted to finish it off. Oh, they're gonna try to finish it off as Icaros gets caught out. He's gonna go down to Boss T, and it looks like we have our game to win.
Is there enough time? Will Jarvan make the comeback?
There's not enough time. The Nexus turret is gonna go down, and the Nexus itself will follow through, as we are gonna go into Game 3 as Team Celestial get one under the nose of Team Explicit.
What
hardcore game
turnaround right there, back and forth throughout the game. Then just one small error costed Explicit the game, and he shouldn't have been in that position. I mean, Tristana shouldn't have been in that position. They managed to zone out Annie from the fight. Tristana walks up to Annie, and once Annie gets the hourglass off, just pops the R's, bursts Tristana from that fight again, and then they lose just there right then. And Icaros decided to stay in that top lane. Let's take a look at the score. What a game.
Yeah, look and see that 19 kills for Explicit, 24 for Celestial. And looking into the kill participation, 19 coming in from Celestial Boss T. So this guy here in the top lane.
Yeah, so
Teru with the
very appropriate rosters change for this second game. First game, the Maokai being played by Go to Sleep didn't really have that much effect. However, Boss T was certainly showing who was the boss in that top lane, bullying out Icaros on several occasions, getting lots of solo kills, not letting Icaros get away with that free farm.
Granted though, look at Icaros' gold, 19.1k to the 16.9.
Even though they lost, he still has the most gold.
But even though this gold is there, Icaros was not in the majority of the fights, only into the later parts where Explicit actually got a good counterplay, as those barrels as well as the Cannon Barrage were one of the main things while they won a clash onto Team Celestial. But again,
a bit of communication error. If Icaros wanted to go for the split push, then the rest of the Explicit shouldn't have forced the fight. Instead, they forced the fight while It Girls was split pushing, and that costed them the game right there.
Yeah,
And I feel like
true.
Celestial was able, the biggest reason why they're able to win this game is because they capitalized on the fact that her only doesn't really have the best synergy in regards to ganking bottom. You rarely see her only gank bottom, and the ganks didn't pay off that well. Marking was able to bully out Niue so hard throughout the game. 100 CS gold advantage. And coming into the next game, Explicit just needs to consider how they play around this bot lane, as Celestial has kind of figured out their previous strategy. This is what makes best of 3 so interesting, is that it's teams constantly adjusting and adapting to whatever the opponent brings out and brings something else in. And game 3, man.
Yes, game 3, guys. It's been an exciting match up until now, because game 3 is gonna be even more exciting, as well, you know what's on the line? A Pro Gaming Series spot. It's gonna be again game 3 for Team Celestial and Explicit Hardcore Gaming as we get back game 3. We're just gonna take a short break. I am GS Astra with the 9. Of course, alongside here with me is
GS Neep.
and we'll be right back.
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus. The best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo! Dami pang Facebook at Instagram!
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days.
Hey guys!
May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.
Can anyone stop Samsung White? Well, this really happened. Big save and missed it. Kaboom! They flipped the fuse, and I can't believe it. Triple to Bruzy, and that's going to be the game. And Samsung White are the 2014 World Champions.
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus, the best daily only call and text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Play stream.
We got caught off guard there.
Play stream, guys, but we are back for the game 3 of the Pro Gaming Series 2016
Spring Promotional Tournament Finals. And now, let's go into the band pick phase between Team Celestial and...
It's alright, man.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens.
Explicit hardcore gaming.
So this is game 3, the final game of the night. Whoever wins this game will move on to the Pro Gaming Series. They will earn a spot in the PGS. Meanwhile, whoever loses this series will have to play against Pacific Esports in order to collect their spot. And let's take a look at the pick and ban right now. We do see that both teams, it hasn't showed up on your screen yet, but both teams are looking for very similar pick and ban. Same bans, actually.
Yeah,
same bans. So let's see how this goes. Let's see what happens in this game right now. And I'm looking forward to it. Both past 2 games have been extremely exciting. Like, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, that's true. And it looks like for the first pick for Team Celestial, it's going to be Teru again on the Fiora. But before we do start that, guys, I would just like to remind you, we did have some comments about some difficulties in the stream. If it's on just one channel, please switch to either Azubu, Twitch, or YouTube. And hopefully it's better there. Keep us updated. We will try to fix it as soon as possible for your viewing convenience.
And Icaros pulling out the big guns with that auto lock Olaf. So Olaf was actually banned against Explicit in the very first game. However, Icaros was just like, I'll stick with my gangplank. However, after that defeat, going very strong with that Olaf. It could actually be an Olaf jungle as well. Both players, Icaros and Her Only, have been known to play that Olaf at a very good level.
Yes, it is a flexi pick here coming in from Explicit, as they're not showing off their mid pick just yet. ADR could be the quirky for Neo.
That's actually really smart coming in from Explicit, picking the safest possible AD carry they can. They don't want to round 2 of what happened in that game 2 where Niue didn't have the best game.
Oh wow.
Well, hold that thought. 15 seconds. They might go for it.
Alright, so that's still undecided, but first Team Celestial, the Trundle in the jungle.
Yeah, so Trundle is a very interesting pick. I don't really see... He's alright in some situations. However, I feel like he gets just outclassed by just a bunch of the other junglers.
Oh,
However,
okay.
this is Hex, man. He can make it work. I have seen it work in the past. Let's see what he does with it. And that's going to be an Olaf top, actually. Just taking a look at the Explicit pick and ban. They have locked in that Gragas, so that will be a Gragas jungle. And that will be the Olaf top. Her Only Kama is an extremely good Gragas player. And let's see what they decide to take for that mid lane. Meanwhile, for that Celestial side, Kog'Maw once again, this time paired with that Janna. Mikos is a really, really good Janna player. I'm really excited to see the bot lane perform again. I'm not sure if I want it to be a one-sided stomp again, or if I want the bot lane to be close.
And we have to see though, because Shirin did steal the Morgana from Mikos, and we did see in game 2 that Mikos was the person who harassed Niue out of his own bottom lane.
Yeah, definitely. This
So we'll have to see there what happens.
Janna, not really the best harassing champion. I guess you can pop that Eye of the Storm and just auto-attack people to death. However, it's not as effective as landing that Dark Binding and following it up with the auto-attacks and Tormented Soil.
That's very true.
Niue should have an easier time in this jungle. Maybe Hex decides to camp bottom and just makes his life hell once again. We'll see. And Ari being the final pick coming in for Andariel. He's had an amazing series so far. Every single game, extremely high kill participation, lots of kills, lots of pressure on the map. However, last game he was on the Lulu, so he couldn't translate all those kills into carrying the team. However, with this Ari, let's say if he manages to get ahead, he will be able to assassinate anyone on that Celestial side. So let's see how it works out for both teams. Very interesting. Both team comps are actually fairly different in terms of how they play when you look at the previous games.
Yes.
So I'm excited, man.
Yes, guys, you do have to know that the Gragas in the previous patches was nerfed in terms of his Drunken Rage only having 8% max HP, his own max HP as damage, rather than before it was higher and higher as you do get the rank up onto the Drunken Rage. So that means that the Gragas, if he builds a lot of HP items, won't have as much damage in the later stages of the game as he was before, but he still has some pretty insane utility with the body slam, with the slow from the barrel rolls, as of course our favorite repositioning tool, that explosive cask. Very, very, very strong.
Yeah, and this is definitely extremely important when you have a team comp with the it's essentially a Juggernaut team composition where you have that Janna and you have that Lulu, and you just want to protect that Kog'Maw from getting picked and letting him do that free damage. So the displacement utility coming in from that explosive cast, allowing Gragas to just separate their combo, their line of defense, is very vital. You follow that up with the Morgana Dark Binding, with the Ari going in, with the Olaf going in. It can be extremely devastating if her only manages to get the right explosive cast. And seeing as this is her only playing that Gragas, I expect a lot of great things coming in on his play.
Yes, but how about the top lane matchup? We've already talked about how they can, or rather how Explicit Gaming can go in onto the Juggernaut with the explosive cast, but what's the role right now for the Olaf? He has the Ragnarok to just dash in, no slows or stuns can stop him. Pabebe siya. But the Ice Pillar of the Trundle that can stop him in his tracks because it is a terrain that he has to go around. So maybe this is kind of a counter why they wanted to go for a Trundle.
Yeah, definitely this is a problem that the Olaf will have to face coming into these late game team fights. However, I feel like that he will find a way, he will find the openings and opportunities where the Trundle is not in a position to zone him out. And this is Explicit. We've seen them really like to force for the very explosive team fights. Like, out of a sudden, her only just dives in, and Gangplank isn't really the best to follow up on that. However, Olaf is a much more suited champion to follow up on those explosive all-ins. You couple this with the Ari, with the Tristana who can rocket jump, and with the Morgana who can provide that dark binding utility and the black shield utility. It's going to be very interesting to see Explicit play these team fights. Meanwhile, on the other side, you've got a very reserved, very kite-focused comp coming in from Celestial, where they just want to keep the Kog'Maw alive. They just want to make sure he lives and just deals as much damage as they can.
Yes, you also have to know,
very
guys.
Clashing.
Yes, very true. You also have to note, guys, that the Trundle is, in my opinion, a good soft counter to the Olaf because, again, the Ice Pillar is not a terrain that the Olaf can go over. So he has to go around it. And then the Subjugate softens up the Olaf for that if he actually goes into the heart of the team of Celestial's composition, he might actually just go down because of how squishy he will become from the Subjugate of the Trundle.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I really like how Celestial adapted to this pick and ban, to this best of 3 series. They noticed, they observed that their bot lane wasn't really as strong as their other lanes. They noticed that her only doesn't really focus that bot lane. So they picked the bot lane heavy composition where the entire composition of their comp is on that bot lane.
So looks like they want
really,
to remedy.
This is why I love best of 3. This is why I love extended series where it's mind games, not only inside the game, but outside of the game as well. You need to have that mental fortitude. You need to have that clarity and that wisdom when going into that pick and ban to adapt and react appropriately. And Celestial, in my opinion, has done this. However, anything can happen.
Yeah, because Explicit did show a pretty strong game 1 as well. So we have to be mindful of how powerful they can be. So guys, let's get into the Summoner's Rift. This is game 3 in this best of 3 series between Team Celestial and Explicit Hardcore Gaming for the Pro Gaming Series 2015 Summer Promotional. Oh, sorry, 2016
Spring Promotional.
Spring Promotionals. Blech. That
They
is
both
very,
start
very
with S, man. Can't
much,
blame you.
much title, such wow.
And in the Philippines, it's always summer, man.
Yeah, it's true.
All rain. All so hot, very hot, much sun, much rain, dude.
That's true. Like, even if it rains, it's still very, you know, tropical.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's have a roll call into Team Celestial in the top lane. It's going to be Boss T with the Fiora in the jungle. It's going to be hindi mo ba alam? It's going to be, well, him with the Trundle. In the mid lane, it's going to be Zed Blanc. Unfortunately, no Zed, no LeBlanc. Going to play that Lulu. In the bottom lane, we have Marky for the Kog'Maw and Mikos for the support Peel Queen Janna.
And for explicit hardcore gaming in the top lane, we'll be having Icaros on that Olaf. For the jungle, we will be having her only on that Gragas. And for the mid lane, we will be having Andariel on the Ahri, followed by the bot lane duo of Niue and Shirin with that Tristana Morgana combo.
Yes, and it looks like this is going to be passive intros.
Very similar starts every
Yeah.
single game. You've got that double jungle on the top side with whoever is on the blue side bot lane takes that Krugs.
That's true. And I don't know, it should be a response from the opposing team that they get the Gromps, but they don't. They just go in for the immediate laning phase.
Yeah, Gromp is actually
Yes.
much harder to take. It does much more damage compared to the Krugs. You can't juggle it as easily.
That's
So-
true, though. So maybe that is one of the pros and cons if you try to go in for the Gromp instead of the Krugs.
Yeah, definitely. And in terms of talking about who's going to come ahead on the early game, I feel like it's really just going to boil down to the jungler. I hate mentioning it every game. However, the jungler just plays such an important role in the game, especially in the early game. They establish the tempo, like I mentioned. And they actually...
Oh, they
get
get the Dark Binding onto Marky, finally. And he's going to take a lot of damage right now as Niue wants some blood. He puts so much damage onto that ADR. But it looks like the
Wow,
damage
they're
is
still
still
going
reversed. The
for
Dark
it.
Binding onto Mikos. What is happening right now, people? The 2v2 is so early. And there's the Eye of the Storm. They actually burned the flash of Niue there. And the flash and exhaust of Mikos.
No flash
Oh,
actually.
sorry, heal of Niue.
Heal, yeah.
Rather, yes.
But I feel like they didn't need to extend that trade right there. There was no reason to go for that extended trade. A bit of a lag spike coming in. However,
That's dead
Cameron's
ready.
is fine. It's part of the... It happens.
It's, yeah.
But they didn't really need to go for that extended trade. I feel like they should have just backed off once they saw Marky at half HP. Instead, Sharon decides to go a bit more aggressive, and now the trade is kind of even when it was a clear advantage for the explicit bot side.
That's true though, and Niue taking a lot of damage from that Bio-Arcane Barrage
Yeah,
and the Voidooz.
It kind of feels like whoever has the Morgana wins the game. Morgana's just been doing so much work throughout the series with those Dark Bindings.
And he gets another
Wow.
one. But nicely timed Eye of the Storm though from Mikos.
Yeah, Miko's very good Janna player. Let's see if he's able to put his Janna skills to the test in this extremely important matchup. PGS Promotions.
Just promotionals, man. And it looks like in the top lane, Icaros is actually bullying out Boss T here. Look at that. The Undertow is just showing a lot of damage onto that
Yeah.
Grand Duelist.
20 CS to 5 CS. This time around, they don't have another top laner to make the swap. It seems like that seems to be the trend where the Icarus just manages to bully out the top lane, and he's doing it once again with this Olaf. It was banned in game 1, like I said. Now he's taking it out and showing what he can do with it.
Yes. Also, they banned out her only Echo.
Yeah,
but then,
his Echo is really strong.
yeah, that's true. So they did allow the Olaf to go in there. But there's the planning onto Mikos. Nicely done. It's the body slam from her only connects. He does an advanced barrel roll, but doesn't need it. Niue gets himself a first blood, and Explicit Gaming coming strong early
That
on
was
in
a
this
sexy
game.
Dark Binding, dude.
Ooh, sexy. But now they're going on to
Again.
Marky. Yet again, there's the Dark Binding. And Niue with his second kill. Explicit Gaming super aggressive into this game 3.
That's not what's supposed to happen in this matchup right now.
Woo.
Explicit 2-0 in that bot lane.
Whoa.
Celestial was supposed to come on top in that bot lane right now. However, here comes the gank in that top lane. Icaros is in trouble.
Now there's the police code coming out of Hindi Mo Ba Alam, and he says, "Do not cross. You will go down. You go down." And the kill actually goes to Boss T. But still, the bottom lane. What a play from her only as well as Mitos.
Yeah, Sheeran as well. Props, mad props to those Dark Bindings. Dark Bindings have actually, in my opinion,
Sharon,
been
rather. Yeah.
the game-winning.
Dark Bindings. If they actually win the game from that, he has to get like a medal or something. Like treat him out to... What's the best thing that you can treat a person out to? Jacob? No. Green tea?
Mystery gift, bro. We gotta look.
Oh yeah, right. I was thinking about food because
We need to think in the realm of LOL, man. Mystery gifts are the best.
yeah, you can have like an ultimate skin out of that.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking about food, man. I'm sorry, I'm kind of hungry. It happens.
Isn't everyone hungry, man?
You're hungry for kills, hungry for wins, hungry for love. Oh, just
Yeah.
kidding. Yes, but again, guys, 300 gold lead for Explicit Gaming. CN to the gold. 2,138 net gold of Neoway to the 1-5 of Marky, sporting that BF sword even before the 50 CS mark that most ADRs want for them to get the BF sword.
Yeah, and let's see if this explicit bot lane is able to carry over this advantage that they've established towards the later parts of the games. 2-0 so far. Like you said, BF sword super early, 6 minutes in only, and let's see how he puts this, how he manages to bully out this Cosmo.
Whoa, is her only soloing the dragon?
It looks
Wow.
like he is, man. Let's see
There's
if he
no
can do
vision.
it. No one knows.
No one knows.
Even his team probably doesn't know.
He's saying, oh hey, you're doing the dragon. Okay.
Yeah, I'll come help.
Yeah. And he comes to help his teammate as her only is very low in HP, but the heal from the Gragas passive is working wonders for him to sustain himself. And there's Shirin tanking a lot of the damage, and the first dragon of game 7 minutes in will be taken by Explicit
And
Hardcore
this is
Gaming.
starting to look like what happened in Game 1. Game 1, you had a very dominant Icarus out CSing the top lane. Meanwhile, bot lane managed to get that early double kill, just like in this game. So hopefully Celestial doesn't, for Celestial, hopefully history doesn't repeat itself and they don't get that very dominant Explicit.
But you have to note as well that in game 1, the reason I think as well why Explicit was winning,
Twisted Fate for sure.
Twisted Fate
Yeah.
for sure, and Icarus bullying the top lane, not allowing Hex in the jungle to have this one lane gank only. Like he was only focusing the bottom lane when he was using the Evelyn, but now he's thinking top lane or bottom lane. The Icarus is just bullying out my Fiora. What will I do? What can I do?
Yeah, definitely. And CS is actually very even throughout all the lanes. Like you said, Hex still needs to consider which lanes he needs to gank and which lanes he needs to bully out. It looks like he's rotating towards that top lane. Really just wants to shut down this Olaf from snowballing too hard and really just wants to help this Fiora in snowballing herself. She will be building towards that Ravenous Hydra. Already has that pickaxe available compared to that Doran's shield and double longsword coming in from Icarus.
Yes, but while he is doing just that in the top lane, Neoway in the bottom lane has a crazy amount of damage with that BF sword and explosive charge combo, as his support Morgana does get themselves the early sight vision, or the vision rather, sightstone rather.
Yeah, definitely. And
Gonna get themselves a bit more.
there probably won't be any opportunities for Morgana to establish the vision control and create something out of it. However, Sightstone, very nice to have at this point in stage. Lets you spot out the jungler from those ganks. And Trundle doesn't really have the best ganking paths. Unlike Rek'Sai, unlike Gragas, where you can go through the walls and
you
do
see
some very creative stuff.
Yeah, you saw it a while ago too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trundle
Gragas.
forced to take the long way, the normal way, and he only has his
That's the
trusty...
boring way.
trusty
Cone of
cone.
that he says, stop, you cannot cross. But right now, there's a lot of abilities for Neoway to get over that ice pillar. But right now, there's going to be a 3v2 situation in the bottom lane as Neoway does see the Trundle come in. He does use the AoE speed boost,
Yeah,
but
it's
still
not enough. Yeah, like we said, Trundle, not the best ganker, not many gank paths he can take. He tried to run through lane, however, it's a Tristana, he can just jump away.
Yeah, and there was the spell shield, so any amount of slow that either Nikos or Marky could have done was mitigated. So he was just a very slippery fellow right there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, definitely. And wow, Marky is forced to back away, bullied out from lane. Let's take a look at how much gold he has. And here comes the gank in that mid lane.
Yes, there's the charm as well as the Aura Deception going in onto Zed Block. Forces out the ultimate out of Andariel. And that Trundle is just so powerful in the mid lane. But as that is happening in the mid lane, the top lane, there's Icarus taking a lot of damage.
Wow.
But he does get the kill onto Boss T, showing him who's the real boss. Wow.
That brutalizer disrespect. If Icarus didn't have that brutalizer in hand right there, he would have not have gotten that kill. However, Boss T didn't notice how strong Icarus was with that brutalizer, didn't get the key procs down, and got punished.
Her only's charging up the Drunken Rage. He wants to go in man mode, beast mode onto this bottom lane. It's super low, but I have the Storm adds a little bit of temporary HP rather. Might
They don't
actually,
know.
They don't know. He's a ghost hiding in the shadows, the fat man. He goes in, there's
Wow.
the two-man body slam! Here comes the explosive cast, but the Monsoon disengages for his team. Darkfind does not connect, and there will be no kill for Explicit Gaming. Such a good combo though from
Yeah.
her only.
Very good play coming in from her only. However, the follow-up damage was not there. The Monsoon coming in from Miko so clutch in saving their lives while they did have to burn those splashes. It wasn't as bad as it could have been. Very
Yes.
good play from Miko's actually. Very good Monsoon, very good Howling Gale right there.
If only Shirin hit
Yeah,
that
definitely.
Dark Finding. I think it was one of the first Dark Findings that could have gotten the kill and actually missed for him.
However, there is a lot of pressure exerted from that play
That's
in that
true.
bot lane now, and Dragon is up in a minute where the bot lane plays a very important factor into these fights. Both top laners do have their teleports available, so that is an option. However, in terms of items, I feel like Explicit can come on top from a fight just looking at what has been completed so far. They do have that Luden's Echo completed on Andariel, on the Ahri. Ahri actually hasn't had the greatest game compared to, well, not greatest, more like hasn't had the most impact in this early game compared to the other games where it was Andariel creating pressure, creating the plays on the map. This time around, much more passive playstyle, much more reserved, just farming up and building up his items.
Yes, you do want to get that Ahri in a good position to be able to kill his opponents as fast as he possibly can. But as that is in the mid lane, we do have to also be aware of the bottom lane that Marky doesn't have his flash anymore. 5 seconds to the Dragon. If Celestial force this out, Marky is a very, very easy target to kill, especially with the flash again out of commission. But they still have Zed Block's Wild Growth as well as the Monsoon coming up for Celestial Mikos. But right now, wow, Icarus actually gonna try to get away. Oh, he had to flash in Boss T there. Gonna be able to just lunge away from the explosive cast and not die. Wow, Subjugate. Just
Like you
softens
said
up.
earlier, the power of Trundle against the Olaf just completely shut down Olaf's escape path. The pillar very effective in slowing him down, as well as that subjugate, like you said, making Icarus a very squishy target for Boss T to just pick up and clean up the kill.
Yeah, man, that boss saying to his underling, soften this up so I can finish him off like a boss, and he does.
Definitely.
Definitely. And right now, Dragon is live, but the wardings coming in from Celestial are there. They have the vision of it as well as Explicit's own vision. But now,
Ow.
oh my god, Miwe takes so much damage from the Fade Sheen combo of Marky. And again, wow.
Which AD carry is closer to completing the item? We do see that both AD carries are actually quite a bit far off from finishing their power spike. I should expect none of the teams to go for the Dragon until their AD carry has completed the Infinity Edge or has completed the Triforce. And it looks like Tristana is about to complete her Triforce, her Infinity Edge right now, and we should expect the vision to start being placed and the rotation to be being made in motion.
Yes, but you have to be aware that Icarus actually used his teleport in the top lane, and Boss T didn't have to use his, so it is on cooldown if Explicit Gaming force the Dragon.
Yeah,
Team
however,
Celestial have a numbers advantage.
it looks like Icarus is recalling and might actually decide to rotate towards that bottom Nope, it looks like he's going directly towards that top lane. So they will be trying to prolong the accusation of the dragon just yet. They realize that it's not that important to force a fight over. It can be an ignorable objective, especially
my
when
gosh.
turrets are on the map.
Top lane by Boss T is getting pushed out so quickly with that Ravenous Hydra. He's pretty hungry right there. He's gonna get it. And, well, Icarus did need to get his items.
Ooh, they're
as
starting
that
it. That's
happens.
risky.
Oh, they're starting it right now, but there comes Hindi mo ba alam, and Miko's gonna come in. There's the Ice Pillar. We'll just slow down a little bit as Celestial Marquis joins in on the fun, and they do get only the explosive cast onto Balam. He's taking a lot of damage, and her only will almost go down. He goes up to Celestial Marquis with that living artillery. Sorry, as Shirin is getting caught out here. There's the Void Ooze, there's another living artillery, and the bombardment from the Kog'Maw is just too much. 2 for nothing. Celestial, wow.
Wow, that Trundle lifesteal and health regen is just so high right now. He was so close to dying a second ago. Now he has half HP, and I don't think there's much that Explicit can do in this position right now. They do need to be careful as they can get picked out. This dragon should fall for Celestial. Here comes the teleport from Bosti.
Yes, and actually,
Cancel.
oh, he just, well,
So,
macho
zoning.
pose, yeah.
Zone control, man.
Zone control. Like, if he did teleport down there, they could have gotten themselves a 2 for nothing kill again.
However,
And-
they
yeah.
might have conceded that top lane turret, and looking at the big picture,
Yeah, that's true. It's
better safe than sorry, I guess.
That's true. Though it would be like a consolation prize for Explicit Gaming to only get that top tier 1 and then possibly the bot tier 1 going for Celestial, 2 more kills, and then the dragon. So yeah, you have to know, man, the economy of the game.
Yes,
to be true.
definitely you do need to know that. And why did Explicit lose that fight? What happened? What went wrong? I feel like the biggest factor was that they had no teleports, so they were already on a losing foot. And the Tristana, while she did have that Infinity Edge, she really spikes once you get those 2 items going, once you get that static shift going, and she didn't have that available. Kog'Maw actually had a lot more impact compared to the Tristana despite being down in items. And Morgana, she just didn't get those binds. She didn't get the clutch binds needed to zone the Celestial team properly.
Yes, and if you don't get yourselves those picks from far away, or rather the binds from far away, you're not going to be able to do anything because the explosive cask only hit Trundle there, and you don't want to get on Trundle because he has so much, like I said already, HP regen, and the Subjugate gives him even more stats to be able to soak up damage.
Yeah,
He steals the stats, man. He's a crook.
indeed. And I believe he subjugated Gragas, so probably one of the better targets to subjugate.
It's true, like you don't need to subjugate
Yes.
Niue. He's so squishy against Marky, who has the Trinity Force in his arsenal, as well as, of course, his skill set being that max HP shred from the living, or rather the Bioarcane Barrage.
Yeah, this is a really smart play coming in from Celestial, bullying out Icarus, establishing control over that top side of the map. Vision control still a bit lacking from the Celestial side, however, the physical presence of them there is already creating that pressure, allowing allowing the mid lane to be a bit more relieved from
Yes, and be able to at least delete the wards that Explicit are trying to put in their own jungles, and while that is happening, Celestial getting themselves a lot more deep vision into the red side of Explicit hardcore gaming. And well, while that is happening right now in the bottom lane, both ADRs do have 2 kills, but the more beneficial or more better item did go into Marky's side because of that Trinity Force.
Yeah, Tristana, like I said earlier, still just needs to wait on that static shift before she can be much more relevant. This time around, it won't take her, what, 26 minutes to complete those 2 items.
That's true.
And will be a lot more sooner, so this should fall.
Oh,
Perfect time out. Here comes the pick.
He go in onto Sharon. There's the damage coming out of them, as well as the lead artillery. Oh, one more hit. It's Celestial Marquis is on a killing spree as Icarus only gets the kill onto Mikos there with the help from Niue, as well as in the jungle. Zed Blanc actually gets the outplay onto Antariel. The Wild Growth, the Ignite is enough to save himself and get the counterplay onto the Ari. And I think now in the bottom lane, they have to forfeit this bot tier 1.
So many things going wrong for Explicit. However, they are still putting up a fight right now.
Wow, that explosive cast, not the best. I think he just wanted to get the...
Trying to see if they
Cogma?
can get a pick.
Yeah.
However, not
enough.
close enough. And that's 1v1 coming in from Andariel and Zed Blanc is very surprising. I was not expecting the Lulu to come on top right there. However, the Lulu did indeed come on top, and that should set the Andariel a bit back. Gonna take a bit longer to complete that Rabadon's death cap. Meanwhile, Zed Blanc will be one step closer to completing, I believe, her own death cap of her own.
Okay. Do have to note though that the first item coming out of Zed Blanc is the Morellinomicon,
Yeah.
and that actually gives him more CDR to be able to spam out his skills, and probably that is one of the reasons how he got the outplay onto Andariel. Granted that Andariel does have the initial burst with the Luden's Echo, but you have to charge it up again. You can't wait 5 seconds to charge it up to 100 and then expect the opponent to die on that 5 seconds. And then, you know, Zed Blanc just had the better skills to dish out.
Yeah.
In that 1v1, that's how you get the outplay out.
And you also do have that ultimate available.
Yes, for your safety.
Yeah, so to negate the initial burst coming in from the Ari, so definitely a factor to consider. Meanwhile, let's see if Andariel decides to go for this.
He
Nice
gets
parry.
the parry there.
However, Icaros wants it.
Yeah, he gets the undertow. They're gonna go in onto Boss T here. There's the Wago, does not knock up Icaros. They're gonna go in onto Celestial Boss T here, but he's just gonna be able to lunge away. And it looks like Icaros, oh my god, man, he's gonna get stopped yet again.
Wow.
Dark Binding connects onto Hindi Mabalan, but I think the Subjugate is making that Olaf into a dwarf and the Trundle into a giant. Okay.
Yeah, meanwhile, we do see Celestial putting pressure on that ball lane, managed to bully out that ball lane, and will be taking this turret. Her only trying his best to create a play in that bot lane, however, will be tornadoed away. Nice charm coming in, half HP.
Nice damage shot coming in from Andariel. Even though he did go down to Zed Blanc, he's still pretty hungry. Oh, misses the body slam, but he's gonna go in onto Migos. Migos still have his ultimate. Dark Binding still not coming off. He wants it. He almost gets it, but fancy footwork, man. But the body slam flash coming out of her only, but he does get monsooned away as BOA taking so much damage. There is, I think, a teleport coming out. No, nothing there. But there's the shutdown kill by her only. It looks like Explicit Gaming 2 for nothing, as Hindi Mabalan tried to get something out of it, but nothing will come off.
And that's the powerful collapse we were talking about when looking at the Explicit team comp. Very strong. Collapse in on one person, then everyone collapses in. Ari went in, Tristana went in, Morgana went in, the Gragas went in. Really strong, powerful, really strong, playing to the strengths of their comp.
Oh
right
no!
now.
Shiren's gonna get caught out here. Your positioning is not in the best of ways because there's a ward there that Bosty had. He saw him, he had a free kill. Oh,
Wow.
so close.
And this will be the Dragon for Celestial right now. This game is so close. Once again, only 400 gold advantage in favor of Celestial. Make that
200.
Yeah, 200 now.
100 now.
100. Very, very close game, man.
It's gonna go into nothing now. Almost.
No, it's back to 300.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
400.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Because with the Eye of the Storm blasting on the mid-tier 1 there, people. The disrespect.
Yeah, definitely. And it's very interesting how the pace of the game has come about.
Yes.
Both teams not really in full control of the game just yet. Icaros actually managed to push that top lane all the way. Didn't get that second tier try, however, was able to do a little bit of damage, so.
Yes. Looking in to the gold worth of these champions, or these players rather, similar to the top lane, 1,000 for the Trundle, 1,000 behind for the Gragas in the mid lane. Almost the same, 300 only for the ADRs, almost the same as well. So in terms of the carries having the gold advantage, not so much.
Yeah, the gold advantage just seems to be coming in from the jungle, which is very negligible. I'm really bad at pronouncing that word, man.
Negligible, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to go with it.
Yeah.
5 kill participation to the 4 and the CS advantage also into the hands of Hindi Mo Ba Alam.
Yes, definitely. And let's see what else the Trundle is able to make out of this.
Look
Ooh,
at that!
Wow.
It's so fast!
So fast.
Zoom!
You know, I've actually killed a couple of my AD carries while playing Lulu. I whimsy them, then the AD carry doesn't expect to go that fast. They end up walking into the enemy turret and just dying. So, this time around, it's a competitive game, so both players do have that communication to ensure
that's
that
true.
they are aware that they are moving
Too
very
fast.
fast.
Man,
Too
this-
fast, very furious, man.
Yeah, too fast, man. I mean, what if they actually had the Lulu on the explicit side and they boost up the... Oh, but
Ooh,
before that's
here's
happening,
Scott.
Shit's gonna get caught out. He's just gonna get murdered as 4 people from Team Celestial have a frenzy onto the body of that Morgana. Wow, he goes down really fast. There's another engage onto Niue. He's taking so low by the Trundle. It looks like Team Celestial wants some blood. A body slam that doesn't connect will only dash you forward, my friend. And it looks like Team Celestial backing off. Where is Icaros?
They don't have the Kog'Maw just yet there. And sure, not really having the greatest game so far. Half of the deaths on the explicit side have come from him. Very questionable positioning and hasn't connected those dark bindings throughout the game. If this trend continues, I feel like Celestial might be in a bit of trouble, and Icaros needs to be careful.
Oh, he was gonna go in with the Ragnarok though, but Zed Blanc answers with his own wild growth, and it looks like Explicit Gaming are
Wow.
getting bullied out. Oh, a 2-man Ice Puller there from the Trundle will actually give them a pick onto Niue. Oh, almost. He's so greedy. He wants the kill onto Migos, but the Monsoon gives him enough time to give themselves a 3-4-0, people. As did Sharon died again? Oh my
No.
gosh, he did.
He did. Wow, and
Wow.
Explicit going for very questionable positioning in their play. This is why Trundle has been so effective, as he's just able to capitalize whenever someone's out of position, whenever the Morgana gets caught out, whenever Icaros gets caught out. You pop that pillar, then everyone just collapses on it, and there's nothing they can do. The Explicit team, they have a lot of ways to go in, but they have
0 ways to get out.
yeah, it's once you go in for it's a one-way ticket for them. And we saw that right there. Icaros got caught, decided to go in, couldn't get out, and died.
Man, that Ice Pillar coming in from Hex is making it look like Explicit are moths to a flame, wherein the flame is the pillar and the moths are those members of Explicit.
And the
They just
pillar
die immediately right after.
is cold instead of fire.
That's true though, but still, the comparison is correct, guys, because every single time that Ice Pillar comes out of Hindi Mo Ba Alam, immediately Celestial gets a kill onto the members of Explicit.
And I was reading this guide on Reddit about Trundles, like from troll to challenger. I feel like Hex read that guide this morning as well, decided to try it out, as he's definitely looking more like a challenger player than a troll. Here comes
Oh,
another
here comes
pick.
another one, but will they get the kill from the R? He can just Spirit Rush away from these 2 people from Celestial who don't have any insane gap closers, only the speed boosts.
Just be careful, pillar is up in a couple seconds.
When the pillar comes out,
Ooh, Sheeran.
okay, Shirin again gets caught out by the pillar. He might go down as Zed Block is here, but Shirin does have his own flash away. Niue will be forced to back off as Marky putting a lot of damage onto the ADR of Explicit Gaming. It looks like 5 members of Celestial are here in the blue side of Explicit Gaming, but they're put so low. Where is the Olaf? I cannot
Olaf
see.
farming the top lane.
Okay, he was
now
so far
rotating
away.
bottom, does have teleport available if he really needs to teleport. And will Celestial get the turret? They do indeed. Uncontested turret coming in for Celestial. They are now in the driver's seat. 5k goal advantage coming in, and this is going to be very difficult for Explicit to come back. Their Kog'Maw now has 2 items. Even their Fiora is a very strong threat right now, and it's going to be difficult seeing just how Celestial has been playing compared to how Explicit has been playing. However, this will be a free dragon for Explicit, so
That is true.
recuperating their losses.
Yes, they will be able to get the second dragon of the game, but that is only the consolation prize as, like you said, Team Celestial already a 4,000 gold advantage, gets the bot tier 2, and I do not know why Icarus is just roaming around the map. He does not push any lanes, probably because he's afraid of boss team with his other members outplaying him, especially when hindi mo ba alam is so fast in getting around the map. Especially with that AoE speed boost of the Trundle from the W rather.
Yeah, definitely. And what can Explicit do right now? They are now positioning around that Baron. Baron is probably the most tempting objective to be going for right now for both of these teams. And it's going to be hard.
Yes, and another one. Will it get to be a kill for Celestial here? There's the Dark Bite, but Sharon, oh my god, he's going to get caught out yet again. And he will go down to Z block as the 3 members of Explicit Gaming will just back off. Ay, Papi.
And let's see if Celestial decides to go for that Baron. They can also go for that top lane. Top lane tier 2 is still available for them to take away. They will be going for that 2-3-0 rotation and will probably be creating, so they create the pressure in that mid lane, then they rotate towards the top lane, seeing as someone needs to deal with that pressure and that wave. However, they don't have the vision.
Icarus is not the man to deal with this pressure, but Gragas gets caught out yet again. Monster Flame, people. He's taking so much damage from the Trundle, from the Fiora. He'll be forced to flash, and there's another Ice Blur going in onto Icarus, but right now, Boss T is caught in the range of the turret. He's taken super low, but again, the Ragnarok will not be able to get the kill because, hey, what's that? Another Ice Blur in the face. Oh,
Trundle, so tanky. Icarus did nothing when he was whacking on him. That's very scary right now, and I don't think there's anyone that can actually deal with the Trundle at the moment.
Yeah, come on, man.
Oh, Sheeran might get caught out again.
Yeah, you can't whack the Trundle, especially when he has, the police bat, having more whack damage. But right now, Bosti actually got caught a little bit by a Daryl, but that will be not enough because, oh my god, Icarus, no ulti, will be forced to flash as the police code will stop him in his tracks. Looks
no damage.
like Celestial will try to finish this off as fast as possible, but that was a 1-for-1 trade, only supports going down.
Tristana did no damage. You should have seen it. So Tristana spent the entire team fight auto-attacking Trundle, and then at the end of that, Trundle had full HP.
Oof.
Scary.
Trundle crazy.
Yeah, definitely scary right now. However, Celestial will be forced to back away right there. Already happy with that turret they took in that top lane. They will decide to go take their buffs, clear the extra waves. Yeah.
Oh yeah, wards coming in from Explicit side.
And they'll probably reset, group up again. Baron is still an objective on the map. Dragon is up in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So let's see what Celestial decides to do. Let's see what Explicit does to try to come back into the game. The golden advantage is slowly increasing in their favor. 54.5k gold to 49.1k.
Yes, and right now Icarus is not having a good time. That Trundle is just making his Olaf insufficient as a carry top laner. He tries to go in, Ice Pillar. He tries to get out, Ice Pillar. He tried to go in into my team. Well, I have a subjugate to just make you squishy, and then my teammates are happy enough to kill you fast.
Yeah, definitely. And Trundle is gonna meet with the Olaf again. Now decides to back away.
He respecting the Olaf right now. Oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't. He goes with the Ice Pillar. There's the chop going onto the Olaf, reducing his attack damage quite a bit. And Icarus, with the help from Shern, will get that pink ward as of there. But
so right now it is Celestial creating the tempo of the game. It's just Explicit are the ones following the tempo established by Celestial, and
I don't want that to happen.
They really need to make a play right now, or else Celestial is gonna walk away from this game. Here comes the Baron, and there's no one to follow up. They saw her only recall.
Oh no, it's not gonna be enough time for Explicit to get the steal. They don't have the Jarvan, they don't have the Thresh, and Celestial will get themselves a free Baron.
And with this, I expect them to go for either a 2-3-0, or they'll either just chill for a bit and set up for that Baron. Let's see what they decide to take right now. Go for that Dragon, rather. Let's see what they decide to take right now.
Yes, Dragon would be the most economical take here, coming in from Celestial and then force a push onto one of the lanes right here. They haven't cracked the base of Explicit, but the wave, the momentum, like you said, is in their hands. They can do whatever they want with it. Explicit need to do something quick. Get a pick onto Marky fast without Mikos being in the vicinity, as well as ZBlanc. Possibly then, if that is going to be like a 4v5 situation, maybe Explicit can get back into it.
And let's take a look as we do see that they will be opting to shove that bot lane in, then most likely rotate towards that dragon, take it for free. Mid lane turret will fall for Explicit right there, so establishing a bit more map control. However, they do need to be careful as there are 3 members of Explicit of Celestial knocking on their door right now. Explosive cast.
And they're going to go on to Mikos right now. He doesn't take enough damage to go down. There's the Buster Shot forcing it onto Hindi Mabalam, tries to save her only, but ZBlanc goes and finishes off Muen, and her only goes down to the Trundle. There's too much damage from that jungle.
40-second death timers, this could be it. It looks like Celestial will be your new team in the Pro Gaming Series 2016 Spring. GG, well played. The Nexus turrets are falling. There's nothing they can do. Sharon will try to stop them. Flashes going everywhere, and Marky gets blasted on the turret, on the Nexus. GG.
Wow, what happened in that game was too insane. It looked like Explicit had the early game potential.
Yeah.
But then
Trundle happened.
Trundle happened. The best pick that they could have opted to make the fight against Explicit into a 4v5. Like, even if the Trundle's alive, the Ice Puller just stops in his tracks. Wow.
And Celestial coming back with the reverse sweep. Boss T coming, showing who's boss in that top lane after go to sleep. Not really greatest performance game one. Boss T shows up, shows who's boss. Shuts down Icaros from snowballing and carrying that game. And meanwhile, their bottom lane, the Celestial bottom lane of New and Sheeran, weren't able to do that much effort. And with that, Celestial takes the spot, and Explicit will be having to face off against Pacific Esports on Sunday, I believe.
For a spot
Yes.
at being a Pro Gaming Series team. But I think even though they did lose this promotional finals, they showed a lot of potential. So much potential. But I guess it was just Celestial with the better picks. Especially that Trundle jungle.
Yeah.
Just mutilated the Olaf in the top lane.
Yeah, definitely. And with that,
wow, we still haven't said congratulations to Team Celestial. You are now a official Pro Gaming Series team. We would definitely look forward to seeing you in the Summoner's Rift against the other Pro Gaming Series teams. And kudos to, of course, Explicit Hardcore Gaming for showing a very, very strong showing of their team, as well as their team compositions and how they communicate as a team. They still have a chance to be a Pro Gaming Series team. They still have to go against Pacific this coming Sunday, I guess. I believe. Yeah.
This Sunday.
Yes. And of course, guys, before we do end the stream, just a bit of announcement. Again, tomorrow is the LOL Collegiate League Finals. That'll be at the Imperial Esports Bar and Video Gaming Lounge. GM Cairo, do you have anything to say about that?
As a matter of fact, I do. So, ayun, hi guys. So, yun nga, kanina pa nila sinasabi na meron tayong Project LCL Finals tomorrow at Imperium. The doors will open at 1 p.m. So, be sure to be there. Kasi medyo limited lang yung tickets natin. And, ayun, so be there. Tapos, we'll have community games. Tapos, the LCL Finals. So, para mabigyan namin kayo ng heads up kung ano yung mangyayari. So, meron tayong community games of GMs versus the community. Meron din tayong IPT, Team IP, yung Imperium Pro Team na nasa PGS ngayon versus the community. Tapos after nun, meron tayo no LCL Finals na best of 3. So, a really, really exciting day for esports today. So, ayun, pwede rin kayong manalo doon. Pag pumunta kayo, meron kayong chance manalo ng Razer gear plus one set of project skins. Tapos may mga merch din kami doon na ipamimigay. So, sulit na. Yung sa 200 nyo, 100 doon consumable. So, kunyari, magutom kayo or mauhaw kayo, pwede kayong order doon sa ating, sa Imperium ng anything worth 100 or magdadagdag lang kayo ng konti for that. So, sulit na sulit yung ticket. Technically, 100 lang yung parang binabayaran nyo just to watch the game and, participate in the esports event, which is the Project LCL Final. So, don't forget, it's an Imperium Esports Bar and Video Game Lounge that's in Metro Walk in Pasig City along Meralco Avenue. Very accessible to the public. Madali lang siya commutein. And yeah, that's at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. yung event. So, sobrang daming pwede mangyari. We'll be there. Ako, si Gigi Banana Cake, si Gigi Neme. Tapos, iba GS, mga pati ibang GM nandun din. So, ayun, it's gonna be like an interactive community event. Ayun, pala si GS Riku tsaka si Gigi Sphere mag-host ng event na yon. So, sulit yon. Di ba? Kunyari, si Riku Senpai nandun. Ayun, so yeah, I'll be expecting you there. And yeah, see you tomorrow.
And I'm pretty excited to know what happens. Who will win? Will it be PUP or UST? If you did watch the LCL stream last week, I did vote for UST. How about you, GS Sleep?
Who did UST play against?
Who did UST play against? Like, Old Fu? Yes.
Well, I'm a UST fan,
Yeah.
so yeah.
All right, so Riku, PUP, GS Sleep, GS Asura, UST.
Oh wait, against PUP?
Yeah, against PUP. Oh no!
I'm gonna have to give it to PUP.
Oh
My boy.
no! Kenji?
Yeah, Kenji was pretty
yeah.
cool. Actually, he's alright. Like, it's all about the Jedger, Breezy, and Melt, dude. I'm more of a fanboy of them, man.
Alright, you heard that first, guys, as GS Sleep abandoned me for PUP. Yeah, there's some. Oh, who did GS Amplifier go with for?
UP.
Yeah, but did you ask him or no? Oh,
UP, man.
yeah, if only they had CE, but they don't. So, guys, also Worlds is coming up. You already saw the teaser video.
Yeah,
the shards falling onto the ground.
And we have a promo for that as well, right? I believe it's called the...
Oh, right, the Take Pledge.
Yeah, the Take a Pledge Challenge. So this is your
Yes.
chance to make profit right now in LoL. All your IP you've saved up, you can spend it on predicting the games correctly. So if you take a look at the page right there, you'll be given lots of options to vote on every single match. So for example, the very first game, Fnatic versus IG, if you think Fnatic will win, you can put at upmost 2,000 IP on Fnatic. Then based on how everyone else voted, based on the percentages of each team, you will get a return from that. So
that is true. So
I think at the very most, you could probably be looking at maybe 20,000 IP from a single game. If, let's say we look at SKT versus, I don't know, SKT versus
H2K.
H2K. Let's say H2K wins. Guess what? You have 20,000 IP. Go buy it. Go nuts.
You get yourselves quite a bit of
so
roots
it's really
to play
fun.
with.
Makes the games
for
much
champions.
more engaging. Your IP's on the line. You want to make sure they win. So check it out. It's really fun. I've spent yesterday probably 2 hours just contemplating which teams would win. I spent all my IP. All my IP's gone on these games. So I'm hyped. You should be too.
Same. Also, guys, we also have the new theme, music.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah, from Worlds 2015. That is featured by, I forgot her
It's
name.
like Vicky something.
Yeah, Nikki Taylor. There you go.
Taylor. I was close.
It's very, very cool to hear. Compared to as well as Warriors, both songs are very great though. Of course, now let's get into the shout out segment of our Pro Gaming Series promotionals. Echo loves pizza. Does he now? Atolivia? Atolivia. Shout out to you. Grizzly Bear. Hey, Grizzly. John Marie. Maroe. Mark Macaro. Or Macaro. Macario. Macario.
You're butchering them almost as
Bad
if
as
I
you.
would, dude.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We have Calvin Killian Pope. It's
I think let's give it to Kairu. Give it to Kairu, man.
Alright, so hi. Plur Fairy, Lance Eugene, hello. Timothy David Grafe, is it Grafe or Grape? Yeah, I think it's Grafe. Yun. Shaobs GT, Entago, and Spuente Blanche. Spuente Blanche, what a nice name. So, ayun, hi din sa mga nanonood sa all channels, no? Azubu, Twitch, YouTube, and yun nga, ulit. Once again, LCL Finals tomorrow, Imperium Bar. It's gonna be in Pasig City, 1 p.m. Yung doors will open at 1 p.m. So you can go in, chill there, tapos wait for the games. It's gonna be fun, guys. So I really hope you do come. So yun, meron kayong chance din sa stream. Kung hindi kayo makakapunta, meron tayong hashtag Team Bahay na contest. So pwede rin kayo manalo ng Kraken Green, Razor Crate, and of course, yung full project skin set. So don't forget, if you can't go to the venue, you can watch the stream and we have these awesome giveaways. So, yeah, I think that's about it. Do you have any more shout-outs? Yeah, how about you? You have shout-outs?
Hi, Mom. Alright, that's good.
Alright, go.
Shoutouts, of course, to the PGS Rifters out there who are watching the scene. Jago Rapi, Austin, Lance, and all the other members. Also, to our viewers out there, to Azubu, Twitch, and YouTube, you guys are pretty awesome for watching the Pro Gaming Series. You guys are cool in my book, and that's about all the time we have for the PGS 2016 Spring Promotional Tournament Finals. Again, your finals winners is Team Celestial. Be sure to watch them in the PGS 2016 season. I am JS Asarai, and alongside here with me are actually... And
hi, I'm Neep, GS Neep.
That is awesome. All right, and we are signing off.
Want more from your prepaid promo? Introducing the new Smart Prepaid Only Call and Text 30 Plus, the best daily Only Call and Text offer, now loaded with more surfing than ever. Para more viewing, more sharing, and more searching. Only 30 pesos. Dial *121# now. Internet for all my fun.
Guys, may 300 MB tayo! Daming pang Facebook and Instagram!
Email and videos. Stock up on data with Smart Big Bytes from the country's most advanced network. May apps and sites up to 300 MB. 50 pesos lang for 3 days.
Hey guys!
May free YouTube pa and more. That's a lot of bytes of internet for all. Text Big 50 to 9999. Smart. Live more.